Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Anime Podcast, your ultimate hub for all things anime and beyond. Whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a return listener, we're thrilled to have you on board for another exciting dive into the world of destruction and chaos. My apologies. World of animation and pop culture and conversation. This is episode 172 of the Anime Podcast. Embrace yourself for character debate, sad conversation, a dash of chaos. And the themes of this week is our episode review. Our seasonal review of Invincible Season 3, and we're going to talk about the destruction, the hero perspective, the life of choosing what is right or wrong, the ideology and perspective, so many things to break down. So without further ado, engage with us. Share this episode. Bring your friends. Let's make this day unforgettable. Our powered by AniMa Weebs Studio. Catch every new episode every week on your YouTube or your podcast feed, wherever you listen to. So without further ado, let's go meet the team. It's your boy, Love and Peace Vash. But for this episode, we're all about chaos. Because you gotta be fucking kidding me. I've got probably the most powerful superhuman I have ever seen, beating the living shit out of what's definitely the strongest superhero on this fucking planet. Welcome.
Oh my gosh, a lot of F-bombs just to start this show. But hey, everybody, how's it going? It's your world champion here. And unfortunately, bit down on the dumps right now because unfortunately I'm just so lonely. And I'm just a victim of my own success, and it torments me ever so that just nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody wants to communicate me because I'm just so damn good at my job that people just want to leave me alone. I'm lonely.
Good morning, evening, whatever time it is for you guys. It's your boy Crash, aka the Hispanic Assassin. I just want to let you guys know that I think Conquest and Powerpuff are the GOATs this season for Invincible, and I'm talking about specifically the voice actors themselves. And we can't ignore Kate. We got a lot to talk about with Kate and with Eve. I can't forget about Eve. Stay tuned for that. But I'm excited to be back here again with you guys for this episode of Anime Lately Studio. Can't talk today. Anime Lately Podcast. Jesus.
Hey, we are part of the Anime We Studio podcast feed, so we're part of the same umbrella of Off the Bench, Showing It Wrong, and Anime Podcast, and other future projects in the spectrum. Because hey, we also have Jokester who couldn't make it, but he wanted me to tell you guys that is the goal of the viewers is fuck Powerflex. Fuck him purely. But if you want to know why, you get to find out next week when we're here to talk about Anime Japan 225 and Weebs Lounge, because there is no Weebs Lounge for this episode because we have, like I said earlier, we have our main topic, our animation spotlight, and it's Invincible Season 3. We have a lot to speak about, all time codes. If you guys have not seen the show, please. Spoilers, we are going to be breaking down the series in full detail. So if you haven't seen the show, go check out Otaku News where we're about to jump into. And if you want to see maybe my reaction of episode 7 and 8, go check out the Vault channel because I only did like the last 30 minutes of episode 7 because it was too fucking crazy. And I need to just react to episode 8 because fucking crazy. So a lot of curses and F-bombs will be happening this episode. So most likely YouTube will be like, damn, this episode's not PG for everyone. It's not. Just like our boy John Cena's now. But if you guys want to hear what we have to talk about Otaku News, and you guys don't know if you're new for the first time, this is Otaku Big News and Buzz Central, the pulse of our Anime Lately Podcast. Get ready to dive into the latest buzz and hottest news and our spirited opinions on everything entertainment. So for this week of entertainment, we have our first gaming news. We have Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake in production, potentially soon to be released. Silent Hill is being announced. Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines 3 announced. And Dead by Daylight Tokyo Ghoul and Five Nights at Freddy collab has been announced. As my two gamers up here above me, what do you guys think about this announcement for the gaming side?
Do 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 do. Man, we might have to download Dead by Daylight again and play it.
Oh,
we might have to.
It's fun. It will be a fun stream. Just know that I will have some lights on because I will have a little jump scare at some of the horror people. Tokyo Ghoul being one of the characters, I'm pretty shocked because isn't he a good guy? isn't he a good guy, and being one of the person that actually murders others is gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I've seen both trailers. I can't wait for Dead by Daylight. Personally, I'm not gonna play as the killer. I don't know who could be. Could be Freddy. Could be Chica, Bonnie, Foxy. Whoever could be Springtrap too. I've been hearing, but I'm excited to play nonetheless. I know you guys don't play like that, like I do. And Silent Hill F. If you guys like Last of Us, like the game itself, it gives me a lot of that vibe. Just Evil 7, and as a throwback, if you played it on the PlayStation 2, Fatal Frame, the Japanese girl with the camera.
Oh yeah.
Gives me a lot of that vibe. So I'm actually genuinely curious to see how the gameplay of that's going to be.
Yeah, don't worry, Vash. We'll play that on stream along with. Because see, here's the thing. Here's the thing too. With the new FNAF game coming out, we'll already be desensitized by Freddy. That it'll be fine to play, Dead by Daylight in the new FNAF game. So it'll be fine.
Wait for August and October. Let's go, guys! Woo!
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Elder Scrolls, never played them. I know of them. I know friends that are fans of them, but I have nothing to say towards that department.
Yeah.
But
that theme song will never get old.
Warhammer 40,000.
Don't make me get my Freddy plush. My Freddy plush is right over there. Freddy, Golden Freddy. I have a puppet behind me somewhere. It's in a bag.
The horse or the donkey?
No. What?
The puppet.
The puppet.
From Five Nights at Freddy's, the puppet. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you gotta wind, the thingy so he doesn't go in, tickle your
You're speaking to the guy that has never played the game or no knowledge or the lore of that, so I'm here clueless.
Oh. Yeah, always right.
There we go. There you go, guys.
Yes. I have seen him before, yes. Yes, you have shown us
go right up there.
You have shown us to him before.
Well, this is just Fredbear. Yeah. This is just Nightmare Fredbear. I couldn't find the puppet.
The one thing I'll say about the Warhammer 40,000, I can't wait to see what comes out with Henry Cavill, because he's also attached to a project involving that. I don't know much about it, but I know Warhammer 40,000 is like long loved by a lot of gamers, that you could draw your own character and paint into little small ass figures. Bless y'all souls to have the patience for that. I don't got it, so good luck to y'all. That's all.
I'm a hardcore gamer, but not a die-hard hardcore gamer like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to anyone who loves the game. They have they couldn't be me though. I'm sorry.
It can't. Nope.
All right, so for that is our gaming news. For our Weebs news, we have a lot to talk about, but instead of me announcing them in our thing, we have a few things that are huge. One huge thing, for those that know, this coming weekend is Anime Japan in 2025. A lot of things will be dropping for big series as Masho, Black Clover, JJK, and many others to name them out, but we don't got the time for that. So we will be talking about that at next week, episode 173, for the full coverage of that, and anything we missed for tonight, we will just bring it up for next week, or any other new news, because it's going to be very big, because this is more animation spotlight for this episode. But I want to give a couple of things highlight. Record of Ragnarok Season 3 announced. Gachiakuta anime announced for releasing this summer. Tokyo Revenger Season 4, which I'm shocked people still care about that. I stopped caring for Record of Ragnarok. I'm sorry. Yeah, trust me. I got shit to talk about that. New Pokemon anime announced, confirmed with a time skip of 3 years. We went from 10-year-olds to a teenagers. So I know Crash has comments about that, because I see he did. And the movie that is Edge of Tomorrow, or Live Die Repeat, and there's another title for it, is getting the adaptation from the original source material of All You Need Is Kill, is being adapted for sure. The Netflix revealed that the legendary Batman voice actor Kevin Conroy is being played a role in Devil May Cry. And I want to ask you guys, what about these news are excited for me, for you? For me, I don't give a fuck for Record of Ragnarok. I'm sorry. After season 1, they botched that living shit out of that series, and I hate it with a passion. You gonna tell me that show's good with the PowerPoint slide animation when they're gonna show a fight scene? Fuck no. That shit is trash. I will use the word that Crash will say. If you tell me that shit's good, you are just telling me that you love Greek mythology like I do. And I will tell you this one time, like our Menga Graham was saying off the bench,
go read the source material. Go read the manga. The manga has really good art. The animation, I don't know if it actually got better in season 2 and 3, but I will not sit through the rest of season 1 just to actually see season 3 just because it got better. No, I'm sorry. That shit's utterly trash, and I'd rather read the manga.
Damn.
For not Record Ragnarok, the one I was reading is Tokyo Revenger. It had a shit ending, and the animation has been a bit funky when it comes to season 2 and 3. From what I heard, I haven't picked it up since season 1, episode 1. I haven't had the chance to go back to it, but I heard from other peers that they were not too much into it with the continuation of Tokyo Revengers and having a shitty ending. So those are my 2 quick points about those type of series or those comments towards our news. How about you guys?
Well, I'm definitely not going to be watching the PowerPoint episodes of Record of Ragnarok, so I'm not doing that. Didn't even watch season 1. I do want to read the manga though. I heard the manga's really good.
I recommend it.
The Gachiakuta anime though. You want to talk about like getting me excited? You want to talk about like getting me hyped? Oh, stay tuned for the summer reactions, ladies and gentlemen, because that's gonna be on my list. I don't know about y'all. Tokyo Revengers. Kind of forgot season 3 even happened. Nobody was talking about it at all.
Nobody. And I was the only one talking about this, like for real. Like Jesus.
It seems like it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, which is crazy because, like, I read the manga. Like, I have to go back to see what it all covered and all that because, like, I did start doing like season 2 and all that, but I don't know, just wasn't into it as much as I was with season 1. And the Mickey Mouse ending,
Yep.
But we'll leave that at that. So in case anybody hasn't read the manga, well, not spoilers here. One thing I know I want to hear from Mr. Crash over here, this Pokemon anime season coming out, because finally the Pokemon anime learned what fans want out of their characters. A flipping time skip and flipping aging up. Holy, this is wild from the Pokemon anime because it's like, yeah, Ash became a master in 1 year of his life. Oh yeah, really? Out of 20-something plus years, he finally became a master, and he was still 10 throughout it. Okay, all right, come on, you theorists with your oh, he's in a perpetual dream, blah blah blah. Nah, age him up, do it, and they finally did it with their main characters, and I'm happy about it.
Look, I tell myself that is canon of Ho-Oh, that he made a wish that he will never age, because how is it that?
And that's fine.
And that's Professor Oak and his mom continue aging, the hairs get older and everything. So like Ash, like, yo, you are 10 years old for the rest of your life. Like it's like the theory about Timmy Turner in Fairy Other Parents, you know, him being 10 all his life. Like, we don't know.
Oh, dude, that was in an episode or like a movie.
Oh yeah,
where he was on trial, and they're just like, how many times have you wished to perpetually be 10? 50 times. So like he was like 50 plus years old that of having freaking fairy godparents. Like, that was crazy when I found that out. I'm like, what are y'all doing with this show?
Well,
what are you doing with Timmy?
Talk to us. How do you feel about this 3 year? Cause you say, yo, but y'all didn't do it for Ash. Talk to us. Express your emotions.
I highly disagree with everything you guys said. Let me just start off with that. I highly disagree with all you guys. Let me start off with regular Ragnarok. I think it is mid. I do not like. It's okay. I can understand about where you guys come from with the animation and everything like that, but it was fine for me. It's on Netflix, so you know you want to take that into consideration. There's not a lot of good things on fucking Netflix. Let's take more days. Anyways, Tokyo Revengers. I generally liked the first season. I was crying when the first time that Hinata died. I was crying my ass off. I was like, no way, this man's going through it and through it and through it. Time skip after time skip after time skip. For sure, I didn't care for the animation at all. Like, it to me, you know, watching it generally is like it's whatever. I was there more for the story because I'm a time anime kind of guy. I like, you know, future, past, present kind of thing. So I like to see where that all goes. So I'm gonna spoil the shit out of this real quick, because since it's been out for a long time. But in season 3, finally, because he dies. He gets run over by Truck-kun. So
Oh yeah. Okay. So we're doing that part then.
He's dead. But the bad things are still happening to Hinata. So now he's not a canon event anymore. Who the fuck is still trying to kill Hinata is my thing. If he's dead.
Oh, just you, dude. I won't spoil anything, but it starts getting really bonkers, and a lot of people had some complaints with, especially the final arc of it. Like
the whole timeline was not happy about that. The whole timeline was not happy about that. The last few chapters, they were mad. They say, "I'll drop this shit." They say, "I'll burn this shit" or something. They were not happy about this ending.
Look, I'm not expecting a happy ending with this anime, but I just want to know, like, throughout it all, was it even worth it getting on this train? Because a good time skip anime I love as best as anybody else. But if I get to the point now, not even in the manga, that it was a waste of fucking time, seeing that I didn't get the ending that I want, yeah, I'm gonna ride with you guys too. But for now, I liked where it was. I'll give it that. It's not for sure the best anime of all time, but I'd at least say it's decent. And
that's the thing. Like it's up to you to make that decision with your taste and however you take it. So, because that's the thing. Like I looked at it like with the manga ending and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Like it didn't like upset me like a lot of people. I was just like, oh, all right, cool, neat, whatever. But yeah, I'm not upset like most people were.
No, I mean, I can tell there were people about that. That's no sense for sure. He's like, "What is wrong with Crash? The one thing, why?
The one thing he wants you to call trash."
Yeah,
that's trash.
It's Wrecker Ragnarok. That's the one for sure. Trash.
Well,
but Pokemon. But talking about Pokemon, I don't care about the other stuff right now. Pokemon, talk to me about that.
So we waited 20 plus years for Ash to grow up. Cool.
Yes,
okay, I can get around that. His time has come. Time for the new generation to step up, whatever, for sure. So now, the season's over. They're getting a new season, and it's gonna be a time skip of 3 years. So they're gonna grow to be, a little older. But my boy Ash can't get that at all. Like, you could have given that to my boy one time, but the kids here, the new generation gets that. I mean, cool. Thank you, Pokemon. Finally, but I feel some way that my boy, Ash, the goat, the goat of OG. Couldn't get that.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine when they bring Ash back into the anime and they're like, "Hey, look, now he's 11."
I'm curious to see.
Now he's 11.
I'm curious to see if it's gonna be 14, 15. I wonder if we do see him again. How would he look? Since we always, theorize how can he finally look older? Is he fucking attire? His dress is gonna be like stop being navy blue, black and navy blue, same blue, high blue, white shirt, same hat but different color theme. I wonder if that's gonna change. I hope so. Like
thing,
I haven't seen the new anime. I haven't seen the new anime when they first came out a couple years ago. So having a new season, I might watch it. Might put the time for it. If it comes out weekly, I could watch it for off the bench. We could talk about Pokemon. I would never have thought in my lifetime that 20-something years later, watching Pokemon, I will be talking about it in a review podcast that comes out, weekly, seasonal. That'd be insane.
I hope he comes out like Finn did in Fiona and Cake, where he's like super buff but he's still kind of wearing the same clothes he used to wear, but they're kind of like ripped and all that because like now he's bigger and buff and all that.
Like these clothes don't fit me no more. I age out. Like, wait, you have aged out? Haven't you been 10 years old for the past 20? Like, yeah, it's small on me.
And he's just a bro now. He's just like, yeah, bro, let's go get swole at the Pokemon gym. I was just with Brock. We was just lifting Geodudes. Yeah, bro.
My thing more than anything is when we finally see Ash, who does he finally get to be with? Because there's that whole controversy about like, oh, he's gonna be with Misty, with Dawn, with Serena. There's a lot of shippers with that, so that's gonna be a whole thing the internet's gonna write about. So stay tuned. Who knows? We're definitely gonna talk about that when that ever happens.
I'm an OG with that, so I didn't experience May or Dawn or Serena. Nah, it was Misty for me.
I'm about to say,
but she's also mine. So
I'm about to say, I think we saw May because May was in season 2 and 3 or season 3 and 4. Yeah, season 3 and 4. Yeah,
Dawn is Pearl and Emerald.
Yeah,
with Piplup. I
fourth
really
gen.
Yeah, Piplup. Yeah,
Piplup. Yep. Yeah. I remember Misty and Dawn. I'm okay with them. With Serena, I was not there. That that was out of my time. So
Yeah.
I've seen enough. Like I'm not a
Clips,
huge Pokemon fan like you guys, but like I've seen at least
Mhm.
like a couple episodes here and there. Like just to dabble up, see what's going on with Ash. So I at least am aware of the existence of Serena, of the other characters,
Yeah.
everything like that. So I know like all the characters are there and they have their own experiences with Ash. So I'd say don't leave no stone unturned. Like let him cook, give him a chance. Everyone has something to give to Ash in that aspect to help him grow to finally become the Pokemon master, I guess.
anybody
yeah,
has
that's
more
definitely-
thoughts
yeah.
about the Weebs news? Because we have the Netflix. We have. I didn't mention this because I don't care for it. Oshinoko season 3 confirmed for next year.
I still only watched season 2.
Exactly. So like the only one that's here is Crash to be like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, cool for you.
150. Now I'm lying. Might be a little more, but what I remember, 150,000
A little
people are
more.
talking about Otaku in the first and second season. So, I mean, I expected one of you guys to be with me on that. The fact that I'm alone is a little crazy, but it's a very popular
No.
anime.
I
Maybe the
just need to get back on it.
And I will one day
I watched
watch it.
episode 1 of it.
it's
should.
really, really, really good. It's really,
It
really
is.
good.
It is.
And if you guys want to watch the anime, the manga is getting even better. There was again, I'm not reading the manga right now, so I can't confirm. But from the anime news saying there was talk of incest, I guess, but it's not really incest. So take that as you will.
It's
So
oh
that's a
my
little
god, it's so weird with it because it's like it is, but it also isn't.
Basically, it is.
Because
like
yeah,
spiritually it's
exactly.
not. So it's like take that.
Yeah,
as
so
you
it's
will.
like
Really take that as you will.
it's literally a Rudy thing with Mushoku Tensei, where it's just like, yeah, physically you're a 12-year-old boy going through puberty. However, mentally you're like 40-something, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you saying? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Chill, like it's one of those situations where it's like, I get it, but like you just pull the Odin face, like.
Take that as you will, ladies and gentlemen.
The one thing I would say, last thing about Mayan is I'm glad to hear the good news that before Kevin Conroy passed away, that he has one other project that's coming out. That it's gonna be on Netflix very soon. It's called Devil May Cry. For anybody who knows, I'm all about Dante. That's my boy.
Even on my boy Nero, come on now, he was the GOAT.
So
But hey,
so I'm
Is that
glad.
Devil May Cry 4?
yeah,
I
4
believe
and
so.
5.
Okay.
Going to be technical.
Okay. All right. All right.
So it's exciting to hear Kevin
haven't played
Conroy's
4.
voice once more. I'm excited. I would definitely be here to watch the series and see where it goes from there.
Okay.
Anybody
Yeah.
has any last thoughts about the Weebs news or comments?
Stay tuned for next week. For next week's news, we're gonna have a lot more to talk
Yeah.
about.
Yes.
Chainsaw Man
Ooh, yeah.
with Angel Next Door,
Probably
the
Bleach.
Bunny Senpai movie coming up, and maybe
One Piece.
One Piece. I can't forget about
The One Piece is real. We said it.
Stay tuned for that.
Yes, stay
sir.
tuned for One Piece reactions coming soon in April. Every Saturday nights, you'll be seeing it on the social media.
Yeah.
Two OD hype man, one on top, one on the bottom, and the anime in the middle. We'd be like Elbath. No, wrong one. Egghead Island.
No, when we get to Elbath, oh my gosh, I might pull.
Loki.
I'm gonna pull Tekking for that for the anime because like right now Tekking 101, he's not shaving his face, or at least he's like trimming it up a little bit, but like he's got like this kind of dirt goatee going on.
I
It's
can't
kinda
do that.
funny.
I can't do that.
It's kinda funny.
I would love to do that, but my family and my work will come at me. So I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't.
same here.
So, it's all about presentation, guys. We look about the face and we hear how we are. But we have a couple of things to talk about since it's still animation related. We hear about the media news. So we have Max takes out Looney Tunes and Scooby-Doo and Tom and Jerry movies out from Max. Lilo and Stitch live action trailer release. And we're all going to be here for that show. I haven't watched the trailer too much, but I do have some questions about it because I did see our Agent Bubbles I'm mad about, which was released first 3 episodes in the US in theaters coming this weekend. This past week that you guys are watching, but today's recording on Sunday the 16th, and it's going to be releasing this spring season for anybody have read the manga of Shonen Jump, which watch.
So why? Because I know you're mad about this. Like me, I grew up with Looney Tunes. My original nickname before Vash was Bugs Bunny or Little Rabbit because of my brother. He was the original Rabbit. So I'm pissed off. Scooby Doo, I'm a big fan, and Tom and Jerry is literally my childhood. So I'm mad of Max, and this is why we tell people buy your media because look what fucking happens. Warner Brothers or whoever the CEO, I keep forgetting his name, Zaliv.
Oh, dumbass.
Yes, or him. Respectfully, my guy, I'm sorry. You are a bad CEO leader.
Disrespectfully, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy and everything he's about.
I was all around.
Like,
I like this.
Okay, first of all, the Scooby-Doo and Tom and Jerry movies off of Max, I mean, it sucks. It really does. But so apparently those are going to be on
David Saslow, that's his name. I had to look him up. It's David Saslow.
Yeah. Bitch Tits McGee. Got you. So Scooby-Doo and Tom and Jerry movies, they're off of Max, which, again, sucks, but apparently they're going on Tubi as well, which, all right, cool.
What's the point of a Max service that is literally advertising Warner Brothers, HBO, and all your products, and you're not going to have it on your own, and you're going to license it to other platforms? I guess.
Yeah, well, and I mean, that brings me to the Looney Tunes thing. So, for one, Looney Tunes, the franchise itself, the IPs, all that stuff, that's turning 95 this year. So they're going to be having a 95th anniversary. I believe what I saw was April 19th. So a month from now would be 95 years that the Looney Tunes were in existence. And you're taking them off of your big main streaming platform. Why? Because you're petty that a movie that you didn't want to release got released and barely got the promotion that it did, which reminds me, I haven't gotten a chance to see it because they weren't able to put it in a lot of theaters. Go see The Day the Earth Blew Up, because a lot of people I know that I trust with reviewing and their opinion on media said it was really damn good. So go see it so you can support this movie. It's already gotten a little over $3 million in domestic revenue. I don't know about worldwide yet, but considering the marketing or the lack of marketing for this, because they had to sell it all, they had to sell the rights to it to I think the thing was called Ketchup Enterprise or something. I don't know. I forgot the name. It's Ketchup something is the name of the company that ended up taking the movie to release it and all that. So already it's doing fine, I think. I don't know what the budget was for the movie, but I mean, $3 million, I mean, that's a lot of money for me, but for a studio, that's just chump change.
Which is
but
insane.
It's the fact, but it's the fact that they want this movie to die. They want this movie to not succeed, so that way Zaslav can be like, oh, see, I was right about animation. We don't need it anymore. We don't need it in anything. And it's no, you can't do that, because there's so much you can do with animation. Animation is a really animation is probably one of the best mediums we have right now when it comes to media. There is so much you can do with animation. There's so much creativity you can do with it. There's just a lot that can come from animation. Hell, animation was one of the big things that kind of built America a little bit. We were one of the front runners for animation back in the day. Disney was one of them. Looney Tunes is another one. We helped kind of push that into the sphere of the world. And you're really going to try to push that away? You're trying to kill that? Are you serious right now? If it wasn't for some of these, we wouldn't be getting our animes right now, which, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw other news too. I'll bring this up too right here. Freaking Texas wants to pass a law to get to, what was it? It's they want to ban anything that depicts an underage person or anything. Now, first of all, yes, they should, because that's all fucked up shit. You should do that. But it ties into anything that may look like one.
Yep.
So if you have a statue, let's say of, I've got freaking Mushoku Tensei brain rot right now. So if you got a figure of Roxy Magurdia, who's technically 40 something years old, well, she's a petite woman, but the run-of-the-mill idiot from Texas is going to look at that and be like, hey, why do you have a child doll? Why do you have that thing here? Yeah, see, what Crash is holding right now would technically be against the law, which means he would technically get arrested or fined or whatever. But it's just the start of trying to limit anything like that, and limit creativity, limit animation, limit anything that has to do with having fun, basically. So this is not a good look for anything in the industry. This is not a good thing to be happening to any of this, because this is just the start. Like we saw the start earlier, like what was it, like a year and a half ago, when they were kicking things off of Max and all that. Like, oh yeah, here goes Billy and Mandy. A freaking year ago, they got rid of Ed and Eddie on Max, and I'm just like, why? That is probably the funniest show on your platform.
They also got rid of, I believe, of that one project with the Roadrunner as well. The one project they
Coyote and Acme.
Yep.
Yeah, Coyote and Acme.
Yeah.
Still can't find somebody to produce it, which is crazy. I don't even know why.
Yeah, they have it ready. It's ready to go. They just need to release it.
With John Cena name attached to it, and a few other with a few other celebrities and actors attached to it, but sadly it's not getting the blink of an eye. This is sad because for those that don't know, Looney Tunes has inspired a lot of satire animation. Like, for example, One Piece Gear 5 literally is a satire of Looney Tunes. Literally is from the comedy of it.
They literally used Warner Brothers animators for that sequence.
Yep.
Like, they used people from the studio for those Gear 5 sequences. You wouldn't have gotten that at all. Your precious little video effects that you like for your shitty live action movies, which, I mean, we'll get to one here in a minute that I don't think will be shitty, but that's just an early prediction for that. But for your other ones, like, I don't know, another topic we might have for next week is Snow White. That's coming out next week, and Disney's already like wanting that to just be killed off.
They do.
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Maybe because you guys. Oh, never mind. I don't want to get on the Disney rant either.
Also,
on top of damn Warner Brothers rant.
I would say the actress is also being shunned for many things on her end and her problematic life that she's doing. So she's not even doing any tour or any press junkets as well. So as somebody who works in the industry, I had to look up the information because I was unaware of that. And then when I went down the wrong rabbit hole in the Alice of Wonderland, so I had to. So it just questions more to, as somebody who works in the industry, like, yo, and Warner Brothers, what the fuck y'all doing? Like, Disney literally has been known since the 1920s with stop motion animation, with Mickey Mouse, with Popeye. We had literally Popeye, one of the old school, what's the channel called? It's in tip of my tongue now. It's called Boomerang. Boomerang is one of the most known old platforms that will show the Flintstones,
the Jetsons.
Popeye, the Jetsons. I think I should remember that one. So many old Looney Tunes, Baby Looney Tunes. There were so many old shows.
Hanna-Barbera,
all those projects was made with love of animation. We would have Castlevania. We would have Invincible, these type of storytelling because of animation. You cannot produce what they did in season 3 in fucking live action. No matter what you did in episode 6 of season 3 to episode 8, you cannot produce that in live action without costing $300 or $500 million of Zack Snyder or even Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro couldn't produce Hellboy 3 because he asked the studio, I need about $300 or $400 million to produce it, and the studio did that, said, no, we can't do that to you.
Yeah.
So it just sucks when projects and passion don't get love. But Crash, we spoke enough. Me and Watkins gave the rant, the passion, just about one news other than the media. So you have anything else to add that we have not said yet?
I want to make it quick so we can get into this Invincible review, and I bring it with good news.
Yeah.
I did look into the amount that the Looney Tunes movie has made as of right now, domestic gross wise. The world amount hasn't come out yet. I assume it's going to be for tomorrow. But it has made $3,170,000, playing right now in over 2,827 movie theaters. So the movie is doing pretty good as of right now, and it is right now number 5, the top 5 movie right now in all of the US.
Oh, nice, that's top 5 box office. That's good.
Top 5 is not bad for me. I mean, if it's top 3, I usually hear top 3. Top 5 is still pretty good for me personally. That actually, I might even watch it myself in theaters just to support it.
I
Yeah,
will too.
like that's the thing. Like I tried to look for a theater today to go see it, so I could come on here and be like, "I saw it; it's really good," but I couldn't find it. It was
Really?
nowhere close to me. Yeah,
AMC.
no, not even,
AMC.
not even in. I even checked my AMC. It was like, even though that's like over an hour drive, I was gonna drive it. I would have gone. Wasn't playing.
Now,
I'm like, you motherfuckers.
now makes me for next week Weebs Lounge. I will make it my job and task to watch the Looney Tunes movie, even if it's by myself or with my wife. I'll be like, hey, this is
In a
my
theater.
childhood. I need to watch it in theater. I won't pirate it. I will support it. I will go on Tuesday so I could save the money a bit on my pockets, but still support it. Still
Mhm.
support it. Although, movie Tuesday is good. But since we're talking about movies as well,
It is on AMC, at least where we live. So
Alright,
you know
we're
what? That's
good.
the good news. At least
I good.
the Lilo and Stitch live action, I didn't see the trailer because I'm gonna watch it either way because there's gonna be more trailers coming out. This is the first trailer. It's like a teaser, so not really a full one. The only thing I'm curious about is Bubbles. You have many other options to go for Agent Bubbles, and you chose him. Like, it's not a bad choice, but you had like other bigger dudes with big bald heads that could literally represent Agent Bubbles, just like in the animated movie and show. And you decide to go with this one. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Other than that, that's all I got.
Well, I think it looks good. It looks a lot more promising than a lot of other Disney live action remakes have. At least Stitch looks good. Pleakley and Jumba though. I don't know how much of a fan I am of them having the human disguises, because the whole comedy with them, I guess, was just their goofy disguises.
Yeah, like
and
wearing
how they
wigs.
could get away with it. But I guess they had to cut corners with the effects and all that. So it's just like, yeah, we gotta use the human characters, but that's whatever. I mean, again, I have more hope in this than any other Disney live action remake.
Yes, I agree.
Like,
This is the only
I'm
one I'm
happy with
actually
it.
watching out of all the live action adaptations.
Yeah.
Snow White, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast. Out of
Snow
all of them,
White.
this is the one that I'm actually paying out of my own money to go see in theater. The other
Yeah.
ones I watch on Disney Plus or pirated, any other reasons. But this one I will
I
support.
barely even watched them. Even when Aladdin came on there, I was just like,
Okay, Aladdin
the
I
whole
did.
time with my
I did because
the
Will
whole
Smith.
time. Well, anyways, that's besides the point. Crash, what do you think of Lilo and Stitch live action?
Right
trailer?
here, yo, chat. Look, quick behind the scenes, quick 10-second. Right here, I know for future main topic for the show. How much does Watkins hate Disney? Right there's how we could have a little main topic in the future for us to go on a full tangent conversation. Crash,
you
right
wanna
now, right
have
here.
that-
notes. Gotta write
if you
the
wanna
notes,
have-
ladies and gentlemen.
If you want to have that conversation, I'm inviting Trevor
I don't mind him having as a guest. That would be fun. Have
because oh boy, you want to talk about somebody who knows what Disney has been fucking up. Oh boy. Oh, we will have a good fun conversation there.
So we can have a conversation off camera in the future for that, because that'll definitely be fun for it. But Crash, have any other thoughts about our media news before we jump into our animation spotlight / main topic of the show?
I know my opinion is gonna be on the internet, and a lot of people are not gonna be happy about what I'm about to say. So for the sake of me not getting stabbed by my wife, because I love her so much, I will be watching the movie with her, and just be ready for my review with her, potentially, when we go see it.
Trust me, if Stitch is bad, I would y'all will hear a rant. I already have Stitch right in front of me the whole time. Wait, wrong way.
There you go.
I literally have a Stitch right in front of me the whole time. I literally stare at Stitch all the time. When I look down at the camera or stare at my third monitor, I just glance at him and like, hi, I have like 5 figures. I have Zorro, I have Pikachu. Ignore him. I call him Raichu. I don't know why, but he's not called Raichu. I always forget his name. Jolteon, yeah. I always call him Raichu. Ignore me. I always call him Raichu since a kid. I just kept calling him Raichu. I've been having this since like 5 years old. 5 years old. I've been having him. And Stitch right next to me.
I know, frightened. I know, Nightmare.
I will just say real quick, just so you guys have an idea.
Wait,
I do not like anything live action. Dragon Ball Z,
Good.
and you know what movie I'm talking about. We don't speak about it, but it's trash.
Why would he even
Fucking
bring up
Avatar,
that
let's
don't
get rid of there.
exist?
Trash. Any Disney movie that came out live action, trash. Anything Marvel came out before 1990s, trash. Minus Blade.
I'm about to say Blade
slide.
1, Blade 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Blade one, Blade two.
The two of
Blade-
those.
Blade can get a pass.
Devil fucking what was his
Ben Affleck?
What was the Ben Affleck trash.
I'm about to look.
The only thing
I'm about to
I
say
like about that movie-
it's a guilty pleasure. I'm gonna say it's a guilty pleasure for the.
That's fair, and
it's
that's
a guilty
fair.
pleasure.
But everyone
I'm about to say Electra. Come on, Electra, girl.
But Electra was great. That's what I said. The only thing I let slip was Electra. But to each their own. I know everybody has their own opinions about it. I am not a live action person at all. Keep everything source material, please. If it's better in a book, if it's better animated, sure. But if it came originally from that, leave it where it is. Do not oversaturate it and just put more and more. Like just let the originality of an idea be. Don't fucking capitalize on it. But that's the point of where we are.
All we want.
Unfortunately. That's all we want, but unfortunately, where we live, how we are in the United States of America, capitalism is like that, and damn well these money grabbers are going to do anything they can to get more money off of this. So, to them, I respect the idea of what they're doing. Do I like it? Fuck no, hell no, shame on you. But is that going to continue happening for us for our lives? For sure. So, am I going to watch the movie anyways? Though, yeah. Am I looking forward to it? No. I'm not. Lilo and Stitch is a great movie. I watched it so many times with and without the misses. But I have no expectation going into the movie. I just pray that my wife is happy. That's all. Because if not, best believe you're going to hear rants about that with her here on this seat.
Awesome.
Well, don't worry. That's all you need in life is a happy wife.
I just remember one news to talk about, but I'm not gonna mention it. I'm gonna just say the one thing: Russo brothers. I heard that you guys are reading and taking notes from Secret Work Comics for the movie in the future. Just take good notes. Just take good ideas. Don't fuck it up. I believe in you guys.
If it's anything like fucking Secret Invasion, I'm not looking forward to Secret Wars anymore. That I'm kind of lowering my expectations right now. Marvel, like I said before, and I'll say it real quick, you have not been cooking up a storm right now. So you have Thunderbolts, you have Fantastic Four, fucking Superman looking better right now than that. What I just saw with Captain America. I didn't even review it with you guys here at the podcast. So
I don't
No
think
worries.
we even talked about
yeah,
it.
notes.
I don't think we really speak about it, but hey,
I don't think any of us saw it.
We will repeat our thoughts in the coming weeks about Superman, Fantastic Four, about the Russo brothers, Lilo and Stitch in the coming months, and continue saying "Go fuck you, Max," or not really the platform, but more of the CEO in charge of making horrible, dumb decisions that we are questioning any legal action that he's doing stuff behind the scenes. But you guys are here for the title, for the thumbnail, for the background. We here for Invincible Season 3 animation that just came out. The season just ended this Thursday, the 14th, the 15th, the 13th. I was close. I was close to the day. This season ended on the 13th of March. So we're here to talk about all 8 episodes. Your boy binge all 8 hours in one day. Life happened. I couldn't get to it. I forgot. It literally snuck upon me. Like, hey, we ended. Hey guys, want to review it? I got 3 days. Nope, I had 1 day to do it. But we're here. We did it. So before we dive in, I'm gonna tell the audience we have an animation segment. We have the character segment. That's gonna be the full in-depth conversation, and then the last one is about the little small things we missed, story, the difference between cartoons, comic, what didn't work, what did, why this happened, any complaints. And since we did audience questions on the Twitter, on the social media, nobody asked us, so we're not going to have any questions. So, but if you guys do have questions, comment down below in the comment section. We will answer them, or join our Discord, because your boy wrote like a whole 1 p.m. to like 8 p.m. of thoughts of episodes 1 through 6 and screenshots and pictures. So trust me, your boy had a lot of fun in doing his quick impressions. But with all that out of the way, I want to ask the panelists, what did you guys think of first impression? Seeing from episode 1, from starting in February to now, episode 8. What did you feel from the journey of you going through this?
Crash, you go first. I'm still
right,
coming down from the whole WB Max then turning into Disney bullshittery.
I have written something here. Let me see. There we go. Yes, I have sent something here on the chat, and I believe my biggest quote was, and it says right here, this whole bullshit is happening all over again. Literally the whole premise of Invincible season 3. I'm torn. I'm very torn with this season, mainly because I feel like a part of me liked season 2 more than season 3. However, I cannot, like, honestly to God, give you a reason why. I don't see a problem with the animation at all, and I know you guys are going to speak about it, so I'll say it first before anything. I did not see a fucking difference with the animation. I don't, and to be fair too, I don't even care if the animation got better or worse. I'm not here to watch Invincible for the animation. I care less for that. I know it's based off a comic, and that's fine. I'm here for the story aspect. I'm here for a good superhero story. To see, a young man trying to save the world by also dealing with his, his own family problems, his friends' problems, and also otherworldly problems that are beyond him. You can only do so much as a superhero. And you see a lot of that in season 3 with Mark. You see them grown up a lot more. You see him a lot more stronger and more faster than he was in previous, seasons. He strings him up, to be somebody better. But in this season of Invincible, you see a darker side of the world of Invincible. You're getting into the whole question now of, who is, like, the people that you trust, and are they really, people you want to surround yourself with, or are they really your enemies you have to fight against? You see a part of that leading on to the end of Invincible, where you see new enemies, a little bit of new friends, new characters, and some big plot twists that nobody expected to come until now, unless you've read the comics itself. So I liked it. I gave the show a good solid 8 out of 10. Now, towards the end of the podcast, I'm asking you guys to change my mind to make me see that it could be a little more better than that. Could be even a 9 out of 10. Because I personally want to give it a 9 out of 10. I think it does deserve it. But a part of me is saying, hell no, don't give it that, because it just, despite all the plot twists, all the crazy events that you've seen and everything, it was good. I was like, I wasn't like, I didn't tear up for a lot of scenes, which I actually am generally surprised about. And if we're going to speak on what those scenes are, I wasn't more surprised or anything. Like, I didn't get out of my seat like I did in season 2. I wasn't kind of like, my eyes kind of like rose up. My eyebrows kind of like looked up a bit too. But besides that, I wasn't like crazily surprised, minus the Powerplex episode, that was the only thing that was kind of like, oh, damn. Everything else was kind of like, okay. I liked it. Yeah. I'm glad I watched it. I'm expecting season 4 to be a lot more of a tearjerker than I did in season 3. I feel like this is more of a character development for everybody leading on to season 4, because it's one of those, I guess, seasons where it's like you need a season to build up, and season 3 unfortunately was it. Not to say that it was bad at all, but I liked it. I don't think it was the best season by far, but I don't think it's the worst by far either. So I know you guys are definitely going to give me different opinions on that for sure, but that's overall how I feel about Invincible. It is also long, so get ready for that. Don't be like Bash, binging it for 9 hours if you don't have the time. It takes a long time. If you have like a 9 to 5 kind of job and you have a wife and children, this show may not be it for you. But if you want to watch a badass, action sequence, you want to see great characters, and you want to see some hot, steamy sex for sure with some nice aliens, this is definitely the show to watch.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat with you, where it's just like, okay, I could forego any bad animation if the story's good, or if I'm invested in the characters on all that. So like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, they used his default stance during the freaking funeral when he could have just been blah, 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 blah. Like, fine, whatever, they cut corners somewhere, big deal. Want to fight about it? Good, great, see me in the corner over there, I'll see you never. Like, but that's this thing, is like, I would rather be invested in the characters and the story going on. And I think I personally liked season 3 more than season 2. It didn't reach levels with season 1, just because season 1 was really just, it was more shocking in a lot of aspects than the other two. But I think with season 3, the difference with it, for me at least, is like season 2 dealt with a lot of the consequences of Omniman's betrayal, basically. So it's like, okay, how is Mark and his family and everybody, how are they going to be moving forward? How is the world going to be moving forward after Omniman did what he did? And we even see, how does Omniman deal with all of this, and how does he move forward? Whereas season 3 now is more like, okay, we saw how they're going to do it. They have an idea, especially with Mark being like, I'm basically going to take on this father figure role for Oliver, even though, it's still brothers, but hey, brothers still have to step up every now and then, just like that. But he's starting to try to be a little more, a keyword trying to, because he still falls a lot with this. He tries to be more responsible and tries to be more of the person that his dad was. So he's trying to fill those shoes that his dad did. He's training with freaking Cecil to get stronger and all that. He's learning that there's more. And I think Cecil even mentioned something too in the season about this. The world isn't painted in black and white. There's a shade of gray, and you gotta learn how you can navigate through that. And Mark is slowly learning that through not only actions of other people, but in a really good character in Oliver, because and we'll get into it more when we start talking about these characters and all that, but there's a moment where Oliver's talking to Mark about Omni-Man. It's just well, why can't the world forgive him and all that? But we can dive into that here later on. But it's that's what really stuck me with season 3. It's asking the questions of why are we doing all this now? Why is Mark trying to be a hero? Why are these other heroes even trying to be heroes? Why do we keep doing the things that we do, even though there's all these repercussions with it? And even with the world too, there are a few episodes that start off Vash, you had mentioned this as you were binging and all that too. The one episode, there was no dialogue at the beginning.
That was
for
my fucking
5 minutes.
favorite. 7 minutes, 11 seconds. I counted it.
Yeah,
7 minutes, 11 seconds. Just pure, no dialogue. Just sound. Look, right now, I got The Rock. I got goosebumps right now.
Yeah, the goosebumps.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
But
I was shocked. I had to check my audio. I'm like, I hear sound. I just don't hear. I'm like, wait a minute. Are they doing this for story and direction purposes? And I love it.
Yeah.
You guys know me. I love when director takes input for story aspect and what is the point involved for it, and for them just to have no dialogue, just purely body language, background characters, body expression, facial expression, literally lead the story in those 7 minutes and 11 seconds. I was in love. I was like, damn, I could have another couple minutes, but it was so beautifully balanced. I love it, man.
Yeah. So this season really did a lot to kind of show just the world that they live in, and how, I mean, it kind of deals with more consequences too, but it's all about, how do we maneuver around this world when we have to deal with these things like loss, what was some of the things I mentioned here? Loss, betrayal, learning who's right and wrong, who really is the person to say who's right and wrong and all that. And of course, the story of redemption too, with certain characters and where they're going and how they've ended up after seasons 1 and 2. But yeah, we'll get into a lot of this when we talk about the characters itself. But yeah, I just thought I thought season 3 was definitely a step up from season 2. There were probably some issues. I'm not gonna sugarcoat all that and everything, but I think comparatively it was a step up from the previous season. Still didn't hit the highs until that final episode of Conquest. Oh, that got my blood pumping. That was oh, that got my meathead was like, yeah. Punch that kid. Punch that child.
I might be in the minority.
Pancake him.
I might be in the minority, but to me, season 3 was my favorite. Season 3, season 1, and season 2 is my ranking. If you ask me how would I rank them just overall, I'm not saying that season 3 was better than season 1, but like me and Walker just spoke about the directional. They took a lot of creativity when it comes to the direction, when it comes to how to tell the story, how to tell the scene, how to transition. There was one scene that I was supposed to in the thread where they do this in a lot of live action shows or TV shows and movies. They don't do this in a lot of animation. It's something that is not seen a lot, but you could tell that these type of directors that did this was probably experienced from other live action shows or projects they've done. The scene where Amber and Eve were talking at the school, and then a character passed by in front of the screen and did a pan shot where they went in a different scene. that doesn't happen in a live animation. So as the scene itself, sorry, the season itself to me was so unique when it comes to, yes, the meathead stuff amazing, the story, the lore, but I just love how the direction, the music, the score, every time when I think episode 6 when this guy Powerplex kept saying Invincible, they kept showing the screen, so those little key points I love, and that reminded me back in season 1 as well. So season 3, season 1, season 2 is my ranking. Even though I binge watched all season 3, my original plan was to react to it on Twitch, go from episode 1 to 8, but time never got around to it. I did react to episode 7.5 to episode 8, and it was fucking bonkers. I feel bad for the dude. Imagine Mark just go through a whole 3-day of pure insanity of fighting other versions of yourself, but then once you have a little day 4 of breathing, they look up and be like, hey, you didn't forget about me. I'm here to kick your ass. And I'm like, damn, I feel bad for Mark. And like, what I love about this show, about season 3 the most, is the character development in a lot of characters. Not just one. We had, like in our notes, we have here, we have Titan, Rex and Ray, Rudy and Monster Girl. We have the Guardian of the Galaxy. We have Darkwing and the questioning of him being a hero. We have Immortal and Kate. We have his episode in the future, him being the king of the world. We have Sinclair questioning like, hey, is it better to put them in the prison where they cannot get reformed, or you have them work for you and have a better scientist, security? Like the episode of Cecile, of his episode of his mentor, him teaching him the lesson like, hey, there is a bit of gray in the world, but you gotta balance yourself in that gray. And the one thing this episode that really showed me, Mark, you cannot be a father because you suck with your temper. You're the type of person that will throw fists first before asking questions. You are ready to fight Cecile. You are ready to fight anybody. You are so easily to scream at your brother Oliver before even listening to him. You had Eve literally tell you like, hey, let's find out why he's with his friends. Let's see how he handles this. But Mark was so overbearing. Like, that shows a lot of the attributes of the Viltrumites, of his father, showing that controlling side. So I really love this, season compared to the previous season 2. I prefer it a lot more. And also, we got it one straight in 8 weeks instead of 4 in one random month and then 3 months, 4 months later. Like,
that helped a lot.
Well, what the fuck was that? Like, just watching 8 episodes straight just felt much better fluidly. I enjoyed this as a season. If you ask me score, I'll give a 9, maybe an 8.8 or 8.5. But right now, my high is a 9, my lowest is an 8.5.
Okay.
That's fair. That's honestly, I'm asking you guys, like, I could be convinced to bring it to a higher score.
When it comes to your score, I'm not gonna convince you now, because one, let's just flow with the conversation, see where we go, see where we lead up to the next segment of the characters. The characters. We have our the favorite progression. How did it go from point A to point B? Where did it go from ending of season 2? Of still having the after effects of Chicago, having the memorial. It's only been 3 months since Mark came back and got his ass kicked from Ashanti, what's her name? The girl that the girl that kicked her ass, the Richard, I can't remember her name. I had to write her name down. But
her. If you've read the comics, her.
You know.
If you were spoiled on what happens in the comics, her.
Exactly. We're still gonna get that in season 4 most likely. That her scene. But look, I would like for us. Where do you guys want to start off? Want to start off with Mark and everything, or want to start with the smaller people like Titan or Omniman and adding the alien? Because their story was a bit shorter. Where do you guys want to start off?
I would like to start off and just say something very controversial about Mark, if you guys don't mind.
What's up? All right, talk to us. Let's go with Mark.
So overall, for Mark's character, right, we're just seeing him go through it over and over and over and over again. and I get that. This season just opened my eyes, made me realize that that's just getting very tedious. That's the point of Invincible. I get it for sure. And I'm just glad that besides seeing that, we were able to see a lot more of the other characters progress and everything like that. So I'm glad to see that. Yes, he's pointing to his shirt. That's kind of the same thing with Peter Parker, a boy from Queens. You know, he's going through it too. I get it. I get it.
When have we seen this man, Peter Parker, have a break? If you have read the comics of Peter, this man never catches like, I'm gonna
he doesn't catch a break.
I'm gonna go to my regular day job at the Daily. Wait, not the Daily Planet. I
heard Daily. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm about to say, wait. His job is a Daily Planet. Yeah, wait. Are both jobs of Clark
Daily Bugle?
The Daily Bugle. Thank you. I was trying to confuse myself. I was like,
how
is
the
that
fuck
Daily
do you not know that?
It was a brain fart. It was a brain fart. That's why I asked myself, like, is it Daily Planet? Is it Daily Bugle? Anyway, Daily Bugle. We have never seen Peter Parker actually be excited to go to work. This man has literally have a villain group called Sinister Six, because 6 of them, not just one, 6 of them wants to murder one guy just because they always follows his plans. So when you tell me that Mark is going through it, one, he's 17 at the time when he first started. Right now in season 3, he's 19. So that's something that we should know. He's 19 years old. He had his father figure / his mentor to teach him about his powers for less than 2 years. AKA less than a year at least before he turned bad and went a whole, twist and killing people through, the whole train of Chicago and everything. So saying that Mark goes through it and tedious, yes, but it's part of the journey for him to learn and grow the fuck up, because it is a process. One, when this man told fucking Eve, yeah, babe, let's go get an apartment. And I'm like, bro, trust me, you're not ready for that. There's bills, there's cable, there's groceries.
Yeah.
Even Rex was out there grocery shopping with his future girl and be like, damn, I just rather use the credit card, just buy food. I'm like, yes. Even Rex knows how much tedious these things are because it's so much time consuming. And Mark is just saying, yeah, let's get this apartment. I want to move out with you, girl. I love you. We just had sex. Your mom knows and everything. You want to have your own privacy. Mark, it's not that easy. You are thinking that you are Oliver instead of that you grew your 19 years of living. Oliver just literally has been growing within the past 3-6 months. So right now he's just going like, going Speedy Gonzalez out here. But Mark is going through it. Is it tedious? Yes. But it's part of the journey for his character to understand that he is still young. He has bad temper. He's a Vitramite that wants things his way. And he still has that humanity inside because of his mom, of Debbie, teaching him the life lessons, the good stuff around him and within him. But Mark is a person that is too tempered and not knows how to control. And at times, he is shoot first, ask questions later. And that's his fault.
You know what it is? Now that you're saying it, it's making more sense in my head. You're 100% right. I feel like me personally, I can't speak for the rest of the viewers and you guys. I think for me personally, I just want to get, Invincible he's the whole thing that makes the story, right? He's the main character of the story. And you're 100% right. He's young. He's only 19. We're still seeing him grow as a character and develop. And I just feel like, a show like this, a whole series like this takes time to grow and develop. And I guess after seeing season 3, I'm kind of in the boat where I'm like, I kind of just want to see the point where, where is it leading up to with him specifically? What is it going to be the ultimate choice he has to make? Is he going to have to blow up the earth or something? Does it kill his friends and family to save people? Where are we getting to the point with Invincible, with Mark? That we're gonna see
so the end point with that was actually what we got at the end of the season,
at the hospital,
where he makes that statement: if anybody comes by and tries to hurt my family, I am not going to hesitate. Because that's what we saw with him with Angstrom. That's what we saw with a lot of his fights. He was hesitating a lot. Even his fight with Conquest, he was hesitating until he got that moment where because that's the thing, emotion drives us no matter what we try to do, whether it's sadness, anger, happiness, whatever have you. Emotion will always drive us. It is our human power, and you see that in a lot of these shonen-esque series and all that. So with Mark, I mean, again, teenager going through life, blah blah blah, whatever. So he's going through a lot, yeah, obviously. But with this season, his going through a lot isn't as much physical as it is mental. Because let's be honest, physically in season 3, Mark kind of went out on top in a lot of times. You know, yeah, he got injured a few times here and there and all that, but like,
Yeah,
138% in strength. Even Donald
Yeah.
said it. 130% in strength and 68% in speed. All those numbers, it shows that he improved. But mental is still here. His strength is up there. His mental needs to catch up.
yeah. So with sorry, I lost my moment with that. So yeah, that's his thing. Is again, how is he going to navigate that? Because not only does he have to navigate, okay, how can I be a hero? How can I help people? But now he's having to navigate, okay, now my little brother, who's half Viltrumite, half bug person, is wanting to become a hero. Okay, how can I be the best teacher for him? And a lot of his father comes out with that, where it's just like, I need to step up. I need to make sure that he doesn't make the same mistakes I did. I cannot be like my father, because, you know, we'll get in that trope as well through this. But I mean, and we see him having to deal with all that too. Like when Oliver kills the freaking Mauler twins, he's like, wait, you did that? And the fact that Oliver, like, he was cool with it, you know, and Oliver being the person to kind of push Mark into that final, like, thought of his, like, that's brilliant in itself too, because like now we're getting a half Viltrumite, but somebody that's not quite human. Like, yeah, he's learning human emotion and human concepts and all that, but he's like, Oliver's still, you know, a bug person and all that, and but that kind of side of him, though, still being a Viltrumite, helps Mark in that aspect of learning what he needs to do, like what kind of hero he needs to be, and what he needs to do in order to accomplish what he can truly do. And that's why it's so brilliant using other versions of himself, because those are other versions that kind of succumb to that dark side.
Yeah.
Like, they were the ones that went evil. They were the ones that were like, you know, screw this world. Like, we even saw the, like, out of the 18 marks that showed up, they were able to kill 10 of them in 2 days.
Yep.
And they suffered a lot. And that was just Mark. That was a weaker version of Mark. All the ones that they killed were weaker versions of Mark, who, and I don't know if you guys caught this either, with Conquest is stronger than Omniman.
Yep. Oh,
apparently.
hell yeah. Oh yeah. Conquest, we have known that he's the strongest one of out of all of them.
Mhm.
And Conquest also taught Omni-Man how to fight.
Yeah,
He's saying
and
that
Mark
he
was
knows
able.
about his father and everything like that. Like I
Yeah,
know
exactly.
during his younger days. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mark was able to kind of step up to him. Like when he finally like let go of those mental blocks he had, he was able to step up to him, which kind of stands up for how powerful Mark has become physically. But once he got rid of those barriers, he was able to beat up Conquest. The dude literally lost both of his hands and was just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna headbutt you. And it was super effective.
I felt like this man was a fucking damn Samoan. He's like, all right, cool. I love hands. Headbutt. Okay, Zilla Fatu. Okay, let's go. Bah, 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 bah. Like, in my head, he, like, I don't know, me. If I was in Mark's position, I would have taken out one of my bones and then just yank on him. I'm like, all right, cool. This is already ripped out. Yank it out. Put it on him. That's it. You dead now.
I want to say, I don't know if you guys have noticed with the animation, but me personally, I've become very, very numb to the gore. Like, I mean, there's a lot of gore in season 3 for sure, but since season 1 and onwards, it's just gotten to the point for me where it's like, it's not all that for me anymore. Like, oh yeah, he got messed up. You see his face, you see Ashram leave his face and everything too. Like during season 2, they're like so messed up. For a casual person watching it first time, they're gonna be like, ew, what the fuck. Me, I was kind of like, season 1, like that with that fight with Omni-Man and Mark, it's kind of like that's very iconic. Like that to me was like, holy shit, they added that. Well, so it's kind of like I've seen it all at this point. To me, I can't wait for them to put up more. But I mean, me personally, I was kind of like, I've seen it. You know, it's nothing.
No, I get that.
It's cool.
Oh yeah.
I know Crash heard my reaction. When I was watching, I was screaming a lot in Spanish. I was like cursing out here. I'm like, God damn! Like it's just the shock value still throws you off of how it happens, like the death, the burning.
Oh yeah.
To Eve, you know, I thought she died. Like, okay, cool. Even Rex,
When
you
he
know,
pierced her heart, guys, I wish. I mean,
Dude,
you'll see the reaction online. Bash was like, "Oh my god!" I was, if I was recording him too, I would have been like, "No, she's gonna die. No, like this is how it's okay." I would say this much: if Eve were to have died, season 3, I would have given it a 9 out of 10. Like just for that.
no, if
episode
she
alone.
did, I would have given a shit a 10. I'm like, cool. I didn't expect you to do this, but like this is the whole twist. But the one thing I like about his Mark in his character is throughout episode 1 through 8, he kept blaming himself about Angstrom. He kept blaming himself like, hey, I did this and that. Him being attacking Cecile. I keep calling Cecile. Cecil. Him attacking him and not seeing eye to eye, which is normal. You never see eye to eye to a guy that's 56 years old, white hair, going through life as a government leader in literally protecting the fucking globe, and him literally, I believe Donald has I think one of the episode 4 or 3, I think Donald has some things to tell him after what happened to Mark, and Donald was about to tell him, so like, Donald, I'm tired, just spit it out. Like, it showed how exhausted that he still has, just gone through Mark, gone through whatever he just went through. He's just exhausted, he's drained, because all he's trying to do is good. There is no, I love the line that he got told by his boss, and the line that he got told, that he also told Donald. Would you rather be the good guy, or would you rather just save the world? And that's very true. In a lot of people perspective, you could be the bad guy, but what matters most is that you have the fucking planet of Earth. You saved 2 million people. Or cool, 1,000 people died, but you saved fucking 2 million people, and that's what mattered the most. You did your job to protect the world. You did what you can. No matter, do I agree how Mark reacted when he got angry about seeing the robots, seeing that Darkwing was still working with them? I agree with him. But I disagree how he continued to react like that, ready to destroy 1, 2, 10, 25 machines, go all the way to the
Pentagon.
To the Pentagon, the Guardian of the Globe headquarters, and also get them involved. He was so tempered and angry without understanding, because do I agree with Cecil? Yes. I'm sorry, if you're in his position, the leader.
Mark went to the Guardians because he couldn't really get away from Cecil's little chip in his mind.
Yeah,
so he needed that thing out. Yeah.
And I love his like, robot, now destroy this shit in my neck.
Yeah. But I mean that's just the thing. Like, Mark has been dealing with this whole season, and the Powerplex episode, I mean, say what you want about Powerplex, because he did kind of start going over the line at a certain point, but I mean, he's the biggest example of all of this for Mark, because it's like, yeah, him and his dad had this big fight. What about the people that kind of suffered from that? You know, and that's what I liked, what season 3 showed us, is more of the world and how they kind of go about their lives. Because, like, especially, I think it was like episode 3 or 4, whichever episode it was, with that cold open, with like that 7 minutes 11-second thing, because like the heroes to stop those two in the end were Mark and Oliver.
Oh,
it was
the villains.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
And their story was beautiful. Like, they were two gay couple of two villains just wanted to get by, and people didn't want to get them work,
support them.
And they, like, for them the only way to survive was to rob a bank again, and they didn't want to go back to the work, but then they do what they got to do, and it sucks. When it comes to
camera.
What I would say about Mark, the last thing is, before we move on to the other characters and everything, I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to Mark, I understand his journey, because like my boy, Peter Parker, this is why I also wear this shirt today for the show, because Peter Parker was an inspiration to make Mark Grayson, literally, for Invincible. The creator had literally said that this was inspiration. Spider-Man was for it. And Mark, just like Peter Parker, they always fucking go through it. They never get a happy ending until the much, much later years in the first couple years of being a hero. Peter Parker usually starts a hero as age 14 to 20. That's when he usually starts in the comics, depending on storyline. Mark started at the age of 16, 17. He's already 2 years in. That's still 2 years in. Imagine Batman. There's literally Batman year 1, year 2 comics that he's still fucking up. By the time Batman is already year 5, year 10, Batman's doing his shit. He's doing less cleanup. He's doing great. Throughout the episode 7 and 8, I kept telling Mark, why are you fighting and destroying property damage? Why can you not take this dude up in space, take him in the water, take him in the desert, fight him somewhere else? You're destroying more people's lives. You're killing way more people than you need on the crossfire. But I like how, like Watkins brought up earlier, Oliver was the catalyst to have him and become that person. Like, hey, I know how you feel, brother, but if these people are not worth it, we got to kill them. When the Muller twins got killed, I was shocked because I didn't expect it. Because in my head, I'm like, wait, do they have another copy? I'm like, wait, they don't, because they usually make another copy after one survives. But then even Immortal said, like, the first one, cool, got killed, but the second one surrendered, but still decided to kill him. And Immortal was the one that was shocked the most because, one, that's a little kid that literally just did a murder scene and didn't feel a thing. So when Mark now later, after seeing Eve, seeing the whole city, Conquest, and the other Marks do it, Mark is still Mark, but now he's making the decision like, okay, I need to know who I am as a hero. If anybody is about to cross the line, I cannot hesitate no more. Because if I hesitate, Langstrom is an example. The Muller twins is an example. Conquest is an example. We have all these people that have caused more of the domino effect. And that's the worst part. Because Mark feels responsible from Chicago. I thought the memorial already happened. But it seems like we was part of that. And it just made it worse. And that was just fucking impactful.
Honestly, I would say Mark made the decision a little earlier when he was facing off with Angstrom right there, because it was that moment where Oliver's just like, kill him now, and Mark's like, all right, fine, because like the reason let's be honest, the reason he fought Conquest was because he was pissed off.
He was
anyways.
He was
perfect
time.
I need to hit something.
I need to punch somebody, and I thought he was gonna be winning for a few hits, but no, he just started to get jumped after that.
And I mean, Mark did send him into space. It's just Conquest sent them back. He was like,
the little blood that he made that was like a heart through to him. He was like, bro,
he's an asshole for that. He's an asshole like, hey, heart, blow up. I'm gonna destroy your heart now.
Just the hand being thrown, that was just salt to the wound for me personally.
That was crazy. But I mean, we could spend a whole nother hour just talking about Mark. We got some other characters to kind of go through, like Eve, for example, I guess. Looking at our list really here. I mean, I thought Eve was great throughout. I'm glad she kind of made up with her parents. That's also kind of a touchy subject, especially when you have parents that are like that.
I'm sorry, her father fuck him. I'm sorry, her father fuck him. The mom.
I do not know one person who has watched him, because I've been peeping the memes online through Twitter and Facebook. I do not know one person who is fucking supporting Eve's father. Not one. The mom, yeah. The father, fuck no. I'm sorry.
The mom is supportive. She said, like, look, your father's, he's complicated. Like, I'm sorry, you supported him way too much more than you need to, man. Just say that your husband is a great husband, but as a father, he sucks. Just say how it is.
Yeah. Like,
oh, yeah. Like, don't sugarcoat. Yeah, don't sugarcoat the father. He's a piece of shit.
You couldn't pay me enough to support him. I'm sorry. That's a lie.
No.
Look, for Eve, I like her story. I like how she reacted when she got told, hey, Mark and you and me are dating, but then you're telling me that the reason you're dating me is because the girl that told you from the future is me. But then the reason I'm mad is not because you're dating me because of her. I'm mad is because the 20-year-old me later is still fucking hung up over you and couldn't find happiness. That's what she's mad about. And I appreciated that, because I'm sorry. I'll be type 2. I'm like, shit, I never got over you. Even 20 years, I couldn't even date Rex. I couldn't even date nobody else. I couldn't even date a side dude. Nothing. 20 years hung up on you because you never told me you love me or not. I'm like, damn.
That's some Viltrumite genes in there, you know. That's that Viltrumite shit.
That's
Once you go Viltrumite, you know,
never go back. You never go back.
never go back.
I don't know why,
God.
but Eve kind of gave me like a bit of Bulma vibe. Like, you know, Mark was a bit of Vegeta, and like Eve was a bit of Bulma. I don't know why, but it kind of gave me a bit of vibes of that. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what was it, but it gave me a bit.
I would say Gohan Videl more than anything.
100%. Gohan.
I like that better.
I'm sorry. You keep doing the Peter Parker comparison. Anytime I see Mark, I'm just like, you're just a more fucked up Gohan. That's all you are, Mark.
No, I see the Spider-Man resemblance. It's just more about like a Superman. It kind of like
exactly, yeah.
If we compare the Saiyans to to Richard Much, because that's what they are. Gohan is the perfect example. Gohan is the perfect example for that.
Yeah, especially with like the half thing. Yeah, but yeah.
Wait a minute. So is Brawly Conquest?
Maybe.
Yo, honestly,
just don't say Kakarot.
Shit. That is true. Okay, but when it comes to Eve, look, her parents is what it is. I'm glad she made up. Girls went back to college. The college is destroyed now. I don't know where they're going back to school.
Fuck the college.
Yeah, the college is destroyed. I know we don't need to talk much about Amber and William since there wasn't a full type of focal point, but it's
no, hold on.
Oh wait, yeah, no. We do need to mention something about that.
I'll just say real quick.
Yeah.
Because,
okay, what's up? What's up? I missed something then.
Just as somebody who is dating, someone who is African American, right? In my experience, I was expecting Amber to be a lot more crazier with the fact that that Eve and Mark were dating. The way she reacted to everything, and therefore after the fact, was mind blowing because I was
really
not
normal
expecting
to
Amber.
me. Her character, I thought that was
because
normal.
he's a superhero, maybe because he has powers. I don't know, but me personally, I was expecting like, I kind of knew that you kind of liked him still, and like this and that. Like, look.
But she did say, I'm glad it happened not the next day. She did say that, like, I'm glad it happened a couple days later. She's like, I'm glad it happened months later, weeks later. Like, I'm glad you didn't say, all right, we're over, let's start dating. Because I know many couples get mad about that shit. Like, yo, you was cheating on me, and then you start dating her the next day. Fuck no. You was doing this all from the beginning. Like, no, my girl, we literally just started dating yesterday. I do agree on that.
Exactly.
But that's my thing. Like, in IRO, in real life, like, you do something like that, like you're friends and you start dating somebody that you were close to between both people. That's a little weird in of itself, regardless of whatever situation is. The way they went through it, like they found different people. Emperor found another guy. He's kind of cool. Like they were talking about like this superhero fictional character that they talked about in season 2. I forgot. You guys might know his name.
Oh yeah, the little comic guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the comic guy. It was kind of cool to see, like like. They were, even though they were drift apart, they found another partner. They would find happiness. I'm happy for that, and I support that 100%. Like, good on them.
Yeah.
But the reactions to that, personally, again, like I said, I'm not a woman. I know women react more differently when you find out that kind of information as most guys.
Yeah.
I was expecting more of like a what the fuck or a slap to the face. Something a little more dramatic with that.
I mean, I think you kind of answered that anyways with your rationing with it. It's just like she found somebody anyways, and it's one of those things where it's just like when you kind of take a step back and look at the person you were probably with, and trust me, I've had to do this plenty of times in my life. You kind of realize that, okay, you and that other person were just in two different worlds, and it's just now that you're with somebody. Yeah, now that you're with somebody that's like within your own grasp, within your own knowledge and your own like way of living, it's a lot easier to process when the other party moves on, So it's like, okay, I can see that you're with another military person. You know what? Fine. I'm not in the military. You are. Go do your thing. Have fun with it. I'm going to be over here on the internet spouting nonsense about media and all that. So, but I do get the reason, like, why people are basically like, oh wait, shouldn't she have reacted this way, like you said? And I think that just kind of speaks to our own experiences in life and all that, and how we've seen other people react to this, you know, because like I've seen it both ways. I've seen people like be cool with it. I've also seen people be like, what the fuck, man? Like like I've seen it all. So yeah,
it's the best sides of both worlds is what I would call it. And when it comes to that being normal, I would say it's because one, we have seen how mature Ember is in season 2. In season 1, she was a bit immature with how she reacted first about Mark identity and everything. But at the end of the day, they were teenagers going to adults. They're also college students now. They're also peers or friends. And also remember, our boy William did the icebreaker. He said like, oh, you know, her and Eve are dating already. So girl already knew. So she was already comfortable that, yeah, well, she got the gossip information. So that's one.
There was a little more behind the scenes there with that. I didn't know William said something. That's fair. You know what? Then at that point, it is what it is. But the confession aspect, I did want to bring up as well too with with Mark and Eve. That was like kind of like going back to like when they were first in high school and everything like that, and we also saw a little bit of flashback like that. Yeah, flashback
like, was really nice montage of that too.
Yeah, like they're a good, they're a perfect couple, I guess you could say, when it comes to like superhero aspects, because they both know what needs to be done. The world needs to be saved. Yeah. They're going to be called on all the time. That's the difference between their relationship and the relationship between Amber and Mark. Whereas he had to save the world all the time, and he had to choose between the world or Amber. And it does, like, I speak from experience. It's tough when you have to make a decision like that between saving the people that you love or saving that one, your significant other. I always tell my wife that all the time. Like, I would hate to have that choice being made. I don't wish that on nobody. But when it comes to like a character like Mark, you know, it's gonna be hard, and we see that in season 2. But now, post season 3. You could literally have this couple, these two, literally duking it out with the first, you know, main villain in the first couple of episodes. What was it, Doc Seismic? Then you got, you know, the whole situation with Titan and, you know, the dragon. That was a whole thing. To then going like towards like the other Marks fighting, attacking, and everything. Powerplex 2, and then towards the end with Conquest, like all that you see happening, just supporting each other in that sense, like. My thing with Mark that I didn't bring up, that I'm going to bring up here, which ties to Eve, like, you can't do things alone in life. And that applies to everybody. As a hero, as a villain. I've even had that problem to myself. I've always thought that, you know, I try to fight, I try to do things by myself. And it's, I've learned through friends, through family, and even through my significant other. You can't fight the fight alone. And that's what Eve is showing Mark right now. Like, you know, use me, support me, I'm here for you. And I fucking love that, because that's the shit that Amber couldn't give. She was giving her best, you know, emotional support as a human, and I get that. But from a perspective like Eve with a human, like she was giving a way more support than she ever could than Amber could, and I was there for it, even though Mark wasn't, you know, taking all of that support, which I was a little disappointed. And you know, as somebody who has gone older and wiser, I have been in that position. I see that, like, you know, you want to be macho, you want to be like, hey, no, don't worry, I got this, babe, don't worry. No, it's not. Don't think that you're a scaredy cat or you're a wimp for taking support. No, it's not that, because believe me, when the top gets going, you want people next to you, because when you want to be on the top, you don't want to be alone, and that's what Mark needs to remember going on to season 4.
This girl Eve, I feel like the meme. How many times do I have to tell you this lesson for you to learn, boy? Because Eve,
oh man,
because Eve had to explain to him, because when Marcus, they love sitting on the fucking rooftop of outside his room or some shit, because every time he's just thinking about life, he's like, I'm sad, and Eve had to be like, what's wrong, babe? I don't know how to do this by myself. There's so many things going on outside, and everything. Like, well, babe, don't forget, you're not doing this by yourself. You have me, your mom, you have Oliver. Just like you gotta help us, we can help you. And I'm like, thank you. And we didn't hear this one time. We didn't hear this 2 times. We heard it like 3 or 4 times at most in this one season. And I'm like, Mark, can you be like, can you pay attention to your girl? She's literally telling you something that I also have learned myself. As my team in the Panda School so speak on, I'm a person who used to do things a lot by myself. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm doing a lot on my plate. Let me reach out. Let me say, hey, can you do this for me while I do this? Hey, can you do this? Is this possible on your plate? Yeah, I got this for you. I'm like, oh, cool. All I had to do was ask. If it says no, no problem. I will find time within my day. But just working as a team, working with your friends, working with your partners, the most simplest to do is just ask. The worst thing you could be like, hey, I'm too busy. I can't. Cool. The least thing I could do, ask. And yo, Mark, I'm happy that you're learning. I'm happy you're not being tempered. Because Eve, yo, she is the go-getter. She literally woke up from her coma. She didn't even say hi to a person. Like, hi, Mom. Wait, Mark, I gotta find him. Yo, I'ma go. And when she went in Omniman mode, I literally, I think I said it during my reaction.
Her eyes. That was the craziest I've ever seen.
No, it's never her eyes.
Dedication to the person that you love. Like, where is he? Where's Mark? I'm like, damn. Okay, you know you love him, but damn, the meat riding is real, lady. Chill. He's there. He's out there riding for his life. Damn, chill. Like he's he's over there. Go to him.
Girl, reminding me
her counter for freaking Conquest. Yo, let me make the air denser so you can't move. Oh fuck! Give me more.
No, not even that. It was a solar beam cannon. It was a solar beam flare that she did to him. She literally burned the living skin out of his skin. Where you can see
and
the
it
fiber.
Still didn't work.
The fiber. No, it worked for a moment to get him, to do his shit. But
he got back up.
Yeah,
he
got back
up. Fuck him up still.
Oh, but it got him. That one moment saved him. That moment saved him to be like, I could do something. I'm just happy that it reminded me of what I call it in my reaction was Starfire. And I'm like, nah, it's not even Starfire. If anybody have seen Ben 10 Ultimate of his sister, Gwen Tennyson, when she also has that purple or pink form of becoming like full of light of flare, that's what reminded me of her. Fucking Eve just literally regained her body in her, and she explained, which I totally forgot about because I thought this bitch was dead. I'm like, oh, okay, I remember. Like any other character, if you're close to death, you always have a one last plot armor. You have that one last plot armor to save you.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why I gave it an 8. I was expecting her to die after seeing that, and I'm like, oh, she's alive.
Yeah, because I believe she did that in her story. If you did not see Adam and Eve,
the origin story, and she was said to want to talk about it with Mark, but she had at the time, which again, retrospect, that makes sense.
Makes sense. Shit been happening in personal lives that you can be like, hey babe, I forgot to tell you before I became your babe and before you became closer, I had a life-threatening moment that I almost died, but then I regained my body and life, but it's because I have a mental block in my head. That's why. So, shit happens.
A lot of mental walls.
I was gonna say I was just gonna say at the very end of it, Eve's been a very supportive girlfriend overall. You have like the super the Invincible Inc. Company that they made. That was all her.
Oh, nice business idea, girl. Right on the nose, Invincible Inc.
That was I saw that, I was like, oh, we capitalism, baby, capitalism. But like that's all her. She's been just supporting Mark left and right. Physically, emotionally, sexually, like we all gonna talk about even the narrator's like, oh, let's have them have their alone time.
Yo, like, the whole episode ended. It went to the end credit like, hey, why does it end? Wait, there's more. Let's go spin off to Alex.
Let's go with Mark's dad and Alan. I was like, let's see the steamy, passionate sex they're gonna have. No, let's find out what's going on up there with Wiltramites and Alan. Yeah, for sure. That wasn't important. I want to know about it. But again, Eve, I think, is the GOAT. I think she's I loved Eve this season. I always loved her origin story in her own, personal series, her spin-out that she had. But season 3, she killed it. I'm glad that she's together with Mark. I'm glad that she's alive, that she didn't die. I hope we see her more, like, being more with Mark more than ever, now that, the world may be against Invincible now that Antrim Levy put all these people. It might be another example of, like, Omniman, but now with Mark. So he's going to need all the support he can get to kind of get the people's trust back. So let's just see if she's going to be the supporting character that we saw in season 3, or she's going to be doing something completely different going into season 4.
Well, Walkers, I heard you say something that you paused during that scene. It's because the scene cut or the narrator, or what threw you off?
Oh, no. What threw me off was they started playing the credits, and I'm like, wait, that's not the episode. What? No, pause. Yeah, there's like 20 minutes left. And I was like, all right, pause. Why are we doing the credits? Play. Oh, word space. Omni-Man. Ooh, okay.
So you know what? let's transition real quick. We could talk about Omniman and adding the alien and Battle Beast. Since this was a quick, short part of the story, how do we feel about our 3 trio here?
Fucking upsetting. But I want
Nice.
you guys to go first. I know you guys are not gonna like what I'm about to say.
Oh well, we'll see. We'll see when that happens. Kind of nice to see Omniman turn around. I was kind of expecting it a little differently, but I mean, I guess he misses his wife so much that it was enough to just turn him.
I
miss my wife.
can't stop laughing when I hear
I miss
Rome.
my wife.
I
Bro,
hate-
I think I miss
I
my
hate-
wife.
I hate every time I think on the line now. I think of Rome when him say like, "I miss my wife."
Oh my god.
Oh.
I don't know. This was cool. I like seeing Battle Beast again. Holy shit, Battle Beast.
He said, "What do you have for
apparently-
me to offer? You have Vitramice? All right, let's fight. Yeah, destroy, eat it." He was ready to fight anybody, and he was ready to fight. And then you lied to me. You are my dinner now.
Oh yeah, nah. He was ready to throw some hands with Alan. I mean, cool that Alan, I guess, can't die or get injured by tools.
Layer, laser, hammer, many weapons did not work. He just kept going back, and I'm all like,
huh.
"Oh, you're still here? Cool, okay."
Cool, neat. And I guess that just his little friendship with Omni-Man. I don't know. Like, a lot of this was just mainly just Prison Break stuff.
And to tease for later in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, especially with Battle Beast. Like, a friend of mine told me, hyped up what Battle Beast is gonna be doing. Yeah, it's gonna be some big shit.
We did learn one big major thing, that there's only less than 50 pure breed
Pure Viltrumites.
Vitramites now.
That was the big thing from this.
So
And
that's
technically Conquest was a pure Viltrumite, right? So
Yeah.
technically if he's dead now, it's 49
Well,
technically.
I said less than
Yeah.
50 because I don't know if the other Vitramites they kill, I don't know if those were part of the 50. So that's why I'm calling it less than 50, because I don't know the exact numbers now. Who knows how many people have they killed yet? That was part of the pure 50.
Fair.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean that's all I had for this part, unless something jogs my memory to talk about it. But because that's the thing, a lot of Omni-Man's redemption kind of started at the middle part to end part of season 2,
yeah.
and this is just kind of continuing on, or at least giving us that moment for him to return.
Oh, yes.
Which ties into some stuff that like Oliver was trying to question and all that. Because I mean, if he does come back, how's Earth gonna handle that?
I really want to let's touch on Oliver real quick since you brought him up.
Yeah.
When it comes to Oliver, one of my favorite lines about this is where's a screenshot picture I have? Oh, right here. So which one is the real dad? That's the one that got me, not saying sad, but that's the one that got me to understand the mindset of Oliver. Because the mindset of Oliver right now, he doesn't know who his father is. He knows how his father took care of him for the first 2 weeks or 1 month that he had him, and Oliver remembers that his mom carrying him and everything, and then his new mom, Debbie and everything. He remembers those things, but he doesn't understand the perspective, and he's trying to. That's why he's asking these questions. Will the humans ever forgive Nolan? And I love how Mark stared at Eve, not knowing how to answer that question, because if I was a human, I'd be like, fuck you, Nolan, the whole time.
Get off my planet.
Yeah, get him. Like, you literally kill Chicago, destroy your other brethren and your other 20 versions of your son, destroy more of this planet and every major city, Moscow, Japan, Tokyo, and other countries in the world, and you got us fucked up because it all started because you entered our planet a good 30 years ago because you wanted to fuck Deborah. Like my G, fuck you. So I understand why Oliver are asking these questions, because he's trying to understand how he feels and how his perspective could change of his father, Nolan, but then also how the humanity see him. Because right now, he's an Earthling. He lives in the planet Earth, so he cannot do much, but he understands his limitations right now because he is the little brother of Mark, but also he wants to do so much more because he believes his father's a good guy. And when he asked that question of, who's the real him, the reason I love this also is because, one, throwing to the example of, for example, the audience. Audience, you understand me as one personality, Vash, but the audience don't know me as Miguel. The audience don't know me anything personal. But I could say my team knows me as Miguel and Vash. They know the different sides as the leader I am or as the friend I am. But then they don't know the side as I am as if we went as a double date. How is he is? He's more romantic. He's more suave. He's more, Rico Suave out here. So that's the different sides of a human, a person could be. Every person has, like to say, two-face. We always have a different side when we hang out with our friends, our family. They only know a fraction of us. Not many people could see the whole version. So I really like how Oliver was asking or trying to understand the perspective of humanity of how he saw his father. How do you guys feel about that? Like, you guys could relate, understand how Oliver felt, or see how I see, like, we all have or carry a face when we hang out with our own circles, with our own people. But then when we hang out with a different crowd, we have a different face or personality that we sometimes show.
Crash, you go first. Yeah, you go first. You go first.
I would like to direct your attention, gentlemen, to a very important show that is also on the same platform that we saw, Invincible, The Boys. Oliver reminds me a lot of Ryan in this show. Because for a moment there, I was like, he got me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. A big thing was when he killed the Mahler twins. I was like, I just remember him killing, like seeing like when Homelander killed that one civilian, and he was kind of like, oh, I can use my powers for evil. Or even when Ryan killed I forgot what's his name, her name, but the director of The Boys, the old lady. I was like, I felt like Oliver was going in the direction that he's going to be just like his father, Omniman. That, that his powers doesn't have consequence. He can do whatever he wants without action because logically, because he's so young, doing this means that. And for a child that is not from this world, it's very hard to explain to them, morality and these things when you have powers like that. I'm glad that Oliver right now is not a villain. He looks like he can go in that direction really, really quickly. And thank God he has like a brother like Mark that is showing him the way, to stay on the true path of a hero, to do the right things. Because ultimately what Mark doesn't want Oliver to become is to be just like his father, killing with no consequence, killing, or even taking over the planet, and he has to fight another family member that he loves dearly so much. Because, he's already gone through it with his father. He doesn't want to do it with his brother. And believe me, as someone who has a younger brother, myself, I would never want to, fight my brother like that when it comes to, like if it's between me and you and we gotta go, take me instead, bro. Like I couldn't do that to you. So I feel that's how Mark is like that with Oliver. But past that, seeing him grow up, seeing him learn how to fly, the beginning with he couldn't fly in the house with Deborah and everything like that. With him like trying to fight other villains. That Mark and Eve are showing him what to do, showing him the ropes and everything. And the memes too are funny about that, fighting Conquest. Like, don't worry, Mark, I'll try to help you out. Oh, never mind, forget about it. He whipped my ass. Like, him getting stretched out.
I thought he was about to die.
I thought that would have been great. I'm not gonna lie.
This is gonna be a 9 out of 10.
I
was like, go away.
If Oliver got yanked, bro, Mark would have snapped right there. Like, you destroyed my brother. Like, you what? If I saw that Mark, I would have said, all right, cool, I'm taking you to space. I'll throw you to the sun. Yo, Conquest, you're going to the sun right there. Boom.
Yeah.
That shit got me tight. I saw that shit. I heard the sound effects of the muscles ripping, the body ripping, and the eyes were bleeding. And
muscles will rip.
Yo, this Conquest is Conquest, you have weird type of torture kink. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't got the words. I'm right here, like, I'm here trying to not fumble the words and not trying to curse too much and speak my New York style of how to speak.
No, I can't. No, I can't. Don't do it. Come on.
Do it.
I can't.
Do it.
We will get demonetized and we will get canceled. No, I can't. So when it comes to that, it's like I thought this man was gonna get yanked. I thought this man was gonna get thrown body apart. I feel like I've seen this from a different anime scene or something, like yank apart. And I'm like, nah, Oliver. Oh, I'm like, he live. I'm like, once I saw him on the floor, don't get up. Just stay dead. You're not
That
gonna do
kid
shit,
lost-
Oliver.
That kid lost a lot of blood, and he still wants to whip ass. Bro,
That's a virtue
I don't know,
inside
you
him.
must get it from your father, because you definitely get it from your mother.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing with Oliver is, and you were kind of hinting at it too. It's part of it too is since he's now on Earth, he's learning the human aspect, and that's what these stories try to tell, especially with like these halflings, if you will, that we get, and like Mark and all that, because like Mark is half human, and the human side of him is the one that keeps you grounded. Again, that's the emotional one that keeps you going forward and keeps you on this straight and moral path. Because again, yeah, Oliver's technically an alien. He's not half human. He's half bug person or whatever. And now he's learning these human morals. It's like, okay, well, this kind of contradicts a lot of the stuff that I learned, because, and especially with his people, he grows up faster.
Yep.
So it's like he's learning these concepts, but he's having to process them a lot quicker than a human child will. And I think that's why too. And I guess this kind of ties with Debbie's growth in this series too. She, you know, her allowing him to go after Conquest and all that, like she learned to kind of trust in him more. And
Evade,
I think that
dodge,
just kind of,
if it gets
that
too
kinda
scary, run.
Yeah, well, he still got grabbed, so you know that's besides the point. But I think another thing too, with especially with that question you asked about like who's the real dad. It was about a week. It was like a week ago, I think. I saw this one scene going around on the timeline, and I think it was from season 1. It was a scene where Mark was young and he was playing baseball, and Omniman comes down and he's just standing there with a scowl, blah, 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 whatever. And Deborah, you know, coaxes him a little bit. She's like, look, just try to relax a little bit. You know, he's a growing boy, like all that stuff, you know, try to be human for once. And like when Omni-Man finally dropped that facade he was trying to do, or whatever was wrong with him at that time, he dropped it and he got into the game. And he was just like, yeah, go son, you can do it. That is Omni-Man. That is Norman, because it was him dropping everything. It wasn't him trying to save the planet. It wasn't him trying to conquer the planet. It wasn't him thinking about the Viltrumites or even trying to train his son. It was him being in the moment, watching, with lack of a better term, watching his spawn succeed in just a simple game of baseball. Because that's the thing, it was such a simple little thing, such a tiny minuscule thing in the grander scheme of him, like knowing the universe and how all that goes, like all the battles he's fought, all the people he's murdered on different planets and all that. Nothing meant more than watching his son make a home run.
It was
and
beautiful.
That is Norman, you know, and that's the Norman that unfortunately Earth is not going to see. Like, even if he does come back, he's not going to be welcomed back. He's going to be one of those ones, and you know, we'll touch on the whole villains and heroes being redeemed here too. I don't think he's going to get a redemption with Earth. Like, a lot of them are not going to take him back, even if he does help save the planet. He's not going to be welcomed back at all.
It's going to be very interesting, because I know you know, we are on the last 20 minutes of our show, so I know we're about to wrap up on our topics and everything. Chat, if you like more of this conversation, more dive in, let us know. We might have a part 2 in the future. Who knows? Only time will tell. But one thing I would say, since we spoke about all the people, Mark, Eve, Deborah, I want to speak one real quick thing that involves also Paul. Paul, you're a good stepdad. You don't have to be the stepdad. You just have to be there, be present, and that's what you did. And I gotta give you props, because you have a lot of cojones. A lot of people in your shoes would have been like, once they got all this information, a lot of people would have left the dinner table like, nah, this is too much for me. But once you heard all this, you've been all through this, you even was there with her at your own house, protecting her and everything. I give you a lot of props, because a lot of people would not do that. So that's something that I give props to you, my G, because those are hard shoes to fill. And like she said, you was there being present. So that's one thing I will say. Anybody has any other thoughts before we jump into the Guardian of the Galaxy and to the villains?
I'll just say real quick for Paul in that aspect, 2 things. One, the fact that Cecil couldn't even fucking find you at your boyfriend's crib was crazy. So, my boy, you already did good. Fucking
Yeah, you're already doing good.
Not even find fucking Debbie at your side
Love
piece's
it.
crib, bro. That
It's because the
You ain't doing
suburbs
that,
did
my
not
boy.
get hit, which is insane. Once he said that, yeah, the suburbs didn't get hit. It's just the major cities. I'm like, I don't know if that's a pun or if that's a joke to our society, but sure.
and the other thing I was gonna say, right, and it's just a theory. I don't know if it's true. I'm holding my breath to it, but there is something about Paul that's throwing me off. That's like eating at me. There's something in my gut is telling me, Crash, keep an eye on this character. There's more to him that goes on. I want to say that it might be wrong. I might be nothing. It's nothing. But one thing that comes back to mind watching season 3 was when Mark went to Cecil and Donald with Angstrom Levy's camera saying, "You guys are spying me again," and they're like, "No, that's not us. It definitely is not us."
Uh-huh.
He's tight, goes away, and then he's like, "But we are spying on him." And the first thing that comes to mind is, but how are they spying on them? And the only thing that comes to mind has to be a person.
No,
Because Mark or Debbie would know that they're being spied on if that's the case.
it's because they still got the cameras in the house, or there's a satellite and everything. They still are keeping track of what they are. I don't
Yeah.
think it's
I
Paul.
wanna
I hope it's
assume-
not
I-
Paul. Yo, if Paul, my guy, my girl, Deborah, damn, you going through it. You have your
That's what I'm
ex-husband
saying.
that
Like,
that destroy
Mhm.
people, and then you have your new guy boyfriend that's literally lying to you. I feel bad for my girl. Nah, I feel bad.
because that'll be the second time now that Debbie's been lied to by another man. And then you want to I'm theorizing as well too, because I want to think ahead of the game. If Omniman were to come back, seeing that now Debbie's moved on with another person that Omniman's familiar with, that's a whole other thing in of itself. It's like, damn, I have these two guys now. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna fight each other because we know Omniman's gonna win that fight for sure. This is just a human.
Mhm.
There's no way in hell that man's gonna like throw a fist to him and he's gonna have a one lick on him. Nah, he's gonna break him in half. So that's just a little theory I have in my head. It would be crazy. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised though. That would have been like you guys should have seen that coming kind of thing. But who knows? For now, Paul is doing the best that he can as a stepfather, and that's all really what we could ask for right now, especially when you lose your father in a very unique circumstance like that. So props to you, Paul. You're doing better than most dads would. Like, dads that go out to get milk instead of be back, in a couple minutes. But it's been 15 years, Dad. I don't know where you've been. I missed you, but happy Father's Day.
For the Guardian of the
Damn.
Globe, I don't know about you guys, but the one thing I want to bring up is Immortal and Kate. Immortal
I don't care
story-
about them. I really
They
don't
don't
care
fuck
about
me.
them.
No.
Yeah, like
Look,
yeah.
I don't care about them.
So it's
There's
good to
other
hear.
things we could talk about
Of
with
course.
the Guardians
The-
of the Globe.
Yeah, there is only one thing to talk about.
Alright.
With the
So the only thing I will mention about Immortal and Kate is Kay. You choose your husband when your friends break up, understandable. And Immortal, you went crazy because you got told by a future version of Mark that to control Earth, but then you got told to stay there, and then it got you going insane, and you had 100 wives and 100 kids. But then at the end of the day, you did all this just to get the past Mark to come to the future and kill you. I don't know how does that make sense logically, but it is what it is. That just threw me off. So then when
He's immortal. And he even said it in the episode. It's like, I've watched countless people that I care about die, and as they die, I just keep living.
yeah,
I can't
sad.
live like this.
it's sad.
That messes with you mentally.
It does, and being alive
emotionally,
for
so.
hundreds of years more after what you've been asked for Mark, it sucks. But let's get to the meat ingredient for the Guardian of the Globes. We had Rex and Ray. Rex has passed away. He sacrificed his skeleton body bone to sacrifice himself and destroy the Mark that was with him in the building of Teen Team. And we had the possible relationship with Rex and Shrink Girl Ray to be moving on as a relationship, while Ray wanted to quit because she was inspired seeing Rudy and Monster Girl developing their relationship more, and Monster Girl actually getting her age back slowly.
Mhm.
How do you guys feel about it?
Shit,
Wait, what?
I had to
Huh?
say that. I'm sorry.
I didn't hear you.
No,
know Rex.
I missed it. Yeah.
Oh, she's so pussy. I'm sorry. You can cut that out too if you want to edit.
I'm sorry. She's not. She had went through literally life. She literally almost got killed at a missile nuke place, and almost by a lizard team crew. And she was literally in the hospital for months. She had to think about life. She said, "Yo," and I'm sorry. I agree with her. If you literally went through that, I'm calling it retirement. I'm calling it early retirement. I'm calling it a regular 9 to 5 job.
I can't understand Duplicate and Immortal retiring at the end of the season for sure. And I understand why she did early retirement early on in the show, leading on to what happened now. My thing with that personally is, in that moment where they were kissing and they were about to do the deed, right before, the mark started invading, if she had changed her mind, said, you know what, it was my first day, tomorrow I can, retire. Potentially, there could have been a bigger chance of either Rex living, both of them could both die, and that would have been even more tragic, or it could have been the other way around. She dies, Rex still lives. There's a lot of possibilities that could have happened. Ultimately, I feel like you can't go to the funeral of Rex and cry and regret your actions. When you're a hero, you only have one moment to do the right thing. So the fact that you retired and you were convinced by somebody else to, that's your choice to make. I feel like you should have been the better person. Say, hey, look, I don't know what that is. Let's go together. What's one more day of retirement? You know what I'm saying? I had the rest of my life for that. That's my thing. Because now, ultimately, the world is crumbled and shattered. And it's because of one decision that's made. I'm not going to blame it all on Ray for no reason. I'm just saying,
if anything, that's more tragic than her dying, because now she has to live with that.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know who she's going to blame now? I see in the future? Eve. Because it's going to be like, she's now going to feel jealous and resentment for, Eve and Mark being together. She might even ultimately become a villain because of this. Because now what does she have to live for?
I don't see it.
Because,
I don't see it.
See, here's the thing, because I'm with Vassal on this, because it's like she wanted to retire because she saw death, she saw death's door right there, and she's like, you know what, I don't want any part of this. I don't want to be part of this anymore. I cherish my life. I would rather do the mundane. I would rather live as a human than this whole superhuman, super being kind of thing. Will I help out if I need to? If it comes to that, fine, but I can't do this anymore. It got to that part of her where it's just like, I just cannot risk my life for people that I don't even know, and when she tried to convince Rex on that, the only thing Rex knows is how to be a hero. And he even mentioned, he's just like, I was taken at an early age as a young kid, trained in this, tormented in this. So it's just like, this is the only life I know how to live. I can't. That's why I can't follow you.
Yeah.
That's why I can't retire, because this is what makes me me. This is what makes Rex explode. And it ended up in his tragic downfall, and with her breaking down, crying at his funeral, she's realizing shit. Because those thoughts that you said, oh, what if I didn't retire? What if we didn't do this? What if I was with him fighting all this? Those thoughts are going through her mind. And that's why, her living is more tragic than both of them dying, because now she has to live with that decision. She has to live with the fact that Rex died, and live with the fact, and I'm going to throw this out there, fucking stupid, that Rudy's like, I'm going to change my name to Rex. I'm going to go by Rex. That's stupid. That is asinine. Why are you doing that?
It's because
to change your name to Rex.
Rudy took the DNA of Rex back in season 1.
It's still stupid.
So he's honoring the name.
Stupid.
No, I get it. But I understand it. I don't agree with it because it makes logical sense. You still Rudy,
exactly.
And also it's just weird. Why would you announce that right there and right then? Hey, I'm gonna take his name right there, and also having his future possible girlfriend crying in the corner, and then you have your monster girl they're hugging, oh, I'm so proud of you, my Rex. I'm like, this is the wrong time, wrong place, guys. Wrong time.
What would have been better is if he made a different robot and called that Rexplode. Yes. That would have been a lot better and would have honored him a little bit more than changing your acts. That's like me going oh, Macho Man Randy Savage died. I'm gonna change my name to Macho Man Randy Savage. Why? What?
Why?
No. No, how does that honor him? Well, I'm just gonna go by Macho Man Randy Savage. He's my idol. Blah blah blah. It's like, no, and I know that's different situation because like the whole DNA clone thing. But even then, he's not Rex. He's Rudy. He's a different person.
Robot.
Yeah.
Like,
No, you have a great point. I'll just say real quick.
Mhm.
You actually I'm with you now 100%. I take back what I said.
Yeah.
You made a great point because now I'm thinking, you know what? He did like he was a character to ultimately build him up to show us that Rex is always going to be a hero at the end of the day, no matter how
Yeah.
much of an asshole his personality is. Because when I see it now, he saw the dangers and he didn't want to put her in the position where she's going to be back in danger, scared, and seeing the revelation that, like, you know, she has to go through that over again now. She was like, don't worry, babe, I got this. Keep that bed warm for me. I'll be back.
Exactly.
He never came back. So now, you know what? Watkins, thank you. I like that analogy now, because now I have a lot more respect for Rex, and I can respect now how Ray is. I hope, you know, she can move on from this tragedy, as a lot of, you know, other heroes and civilians have, you know, with all the last 3 seasons that came up. But we'll have to wait until season 4 to see what will happen to her character.
To add to what Watkins was saying earlier, because, you know, our theme, it seems like, for our review is mental block. But I'd like to add one more, dual identity, because we have Mark, dual identity, we have Oliver, we also have Rex as well, because he didn't understand his own identity. He was always Rex Glowed. We also have Kate in Immortal. We have Ray, who's wanted to lose her identity of being a hero, because she said that my parents been having me groomed to be a hero. Now I'm like, I lived through a lot of trauma. I'm good to retire. I've lived through. So she was okay letting the identity of a hero be gone. It shrunk away.
Yeah.
Yes, pun intended. So I really like that about her character. The one other person that I know we want to speak about is Darkwing. Can Darkwing be redeemed? Yes. Because in my perspective, I'm going to just say, keep it simple. My mindset out of the characters here, I am Cecil. You got to use your people to your advantage. You got to have your people work for you and you work for them. And if the guy of Sinclair, Darkwing, they did their shit. But sometimes if they're so good at their job, they're going to just be rotting, not reforming in prison. They're going to probably escape as usual, like our boy Dr. Seismic. Why not have them work for you and have them do the good stuff in the end? And that's what they did. Sinclair supposedly has a fucking girlfriend. He said, hey, babe, instead of having a movie and dinner tonight. And I'm like, hold up, bitch. You got a girl in the office? Hold up.
I was like, wait, who did you build her off of?
And I'm laughing about it because I bet you Caesar don't give a fuck. He just cares like, I just want those marked people that got killed into soldiers. That's what I care about.
Yeah.
So I'm on the mindset, Sinclair is not redeemable. But I'm sorry, but if he's working for the government and doing good, then let him work. Darkwing, he's working for the government and he is helping people. And at the moment, he's missing in action. He's presumed dead. We don't know. We don't know. That's it.
Yeah.
So I support. Is it wrong? Yes. Mark, am I on your side? Yes. But I'm on Cecil's side. Everything is great until you understand it. There was a quote that I believe this boss of his said, but if anyone wants to talk until I find it, it was a beautiful quote that I love.
Well, while you're looking for that, a quick reminder: what exactly did Darkwing do? Was it just killing people?
Yes.
Was it an accident?
It was.
What exactly was it again?
Not accident. It was just killing people in their place of Gotham. It was him just killing people during, I believe, during the Chicago attack or during the Nolan attack or something like that. Like, he was killing people without cause, like without trial or justice.
Okay.
But you remember,
So he's.
correct me if I'm wrong, he's not the original Darkwing. He was like the Robin to the Darkwing.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So it was more like he was pulling out absolute justice than Sinclair, who was taking people and turning them into weapons. Okay. Because so that leads into what I was going to say with this is, like, with Darkwing, he can be redeemed as a hero because at the end of the day, he was doing what he thought was good, what his justice, what he thought was it. With Sinclair, he's just a piece of shit. Like, he's just a mad scientist trying to, like, do his own thing. So it's like, okay, with these two different situations, it's like Sinclair can't really be redeemed. He can just be controlled in a way. And Cecil knows that. Like, he can control him in a way to save the earth. Like, again, it goes back to that saying of, you know, do you want to be a good person or do you want to save the world?
The
Cecil's
line was
saving the world.
bad guys reform. Good guys forget what they're fighting for. I love that line too, because it's very true.
Yeah.
Sometimes the good guys are so lost in who you could save, who you couldn't save, but sometimes you gotta just have a direct angle.
But and I mean that kind of happened with Darkwing. He's just like, you know, he wanted to save, but the only thing he could think of to save and do good was to kill and murder. And it's like, dude, no, you can't be doing that. That's not justice. That's being a murderer, you know. But like, at least with him, you can teach him that. You can like get that mindset out of him and show him that there's a different way. There's a different side to all this. Again, Sinclair's just a piece of shit. You just need to control his brain and be like, all right, build me this machine. Do it or no pudding cup tonight with dinner.
Oh,
like, it's like that kind of thing.
I just love it. Caesar comes in and be like, yo, is my shit ready? No, I need 2 weeks. Fucking shit, just get it over with. We gotta go. People are dying.
You
just
2
walk
days.
away. He just be walking away as a leader. But look, we spoke good for an hour and 20 minutes about this chat. I know there's a couple things we missed. We missed about Titan. We missed our boy Langstrom. You know, he became a slave for his own desire because, hey, the 3 doctors got him. I know we're going to see him again in the next season. So there's more to discuss about him. There's more to bring up. If you guys want a part 2, let us know in the comment section below. There is a demon detective. Damien Darkblood is back. The Mars storyline is going to continue. So any last things you guys want to add before we hit to our outro and end the show?
The scene, the very iconic scene that I had said in the previous podcast, I believe last year, did not happen in this season. So I was I was both disappointed, but at the same time happy that it didn't happen. But now for sure, 110% that Conquest has been now defeated by Mark. We are going to get that iconic scene. Watkins knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about the fucking scene?
Her.
I would watch profanity either, sir, but the scene.
Watch more profanity. I think I've cursed in the first minute mark of our show, and I think you two already did. You know, demonetized. Like, sir, they're cursing too much in this episode. I'm like, really?
Stay tuned for that. We now ready. It's for sure coming season 4. Get ready for that. I'm not ready. I don't want to see it, but I guess I don't fear how they're gonna animate that. Yikes.
Yeah.
How about you, Watkins? Any last thoughts? Any full like what the fuck moment?
I know. Well, I know we didn't get to talk about everything, especially Conquest. Conquest, but boy, he's the GOAT. You're good at your job. But I hope the discussions we had tonight maybe helped you crash with your little rating and all that. I know we didn't get to a lot of stuff that you probably wanted to talk about with it, but like hopefully it helped you maybe ease a few things that you were maybe iffy about. Maybe you know that 8 can turn into maybe an 8.5 at least.
What is your rating, by the way?
Mine, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. I really like this season for the reasons I said earlier. I just think there was a lot of layers to get into with this. Like, again, a lot of onion ogre layers to kind of peel apart from a lot of characters, and again, just a lot to just kind of talk about, even beyond the time that we had today. You know, so yeah, if you guys want a part 2, let us know in the comments, and we will hop right back in here and super kick every single topic that we can at that time.
Greatly said. This was such a great conversation of an hour and 20 minutes. We told Crash we should not talk about the news in this episode. We don't have enough time. Like, nah, so great shit come out. We gotta hit them. We're gonna get into it. And we spoke about some good news. We spoke about some good highlights. All the time goes down below the description. We appreciate for everyone checking out the podcast. This is episode 172. 173 is next week, talking about Anime Japan. Event, we could split it. First hour is Anime Japan. The second hour is part 2 of Invincible. We can see how the time goes or the amount of content we have. But without further ado, Chad, we appreciate for everyone checking out. Thank you for joining us tonight, for taking the time to listen in the day, in the time, in the morning, wherever you guys are listening in. The Anime Podcast is presented by Anime Studio. Our production team is myself, Watkins, Rome, Jokester, and our special guest, as always, our recurring member is Crash from Off the Binge. And special thanks to our producers. Don't forget to follow our social of the brand and the team. All the links are down below in the description. Lastly, share, like, most importantly, give feedback. Let us know what you guys thought about this episode. You guys are what makes the show and help us succeed. On behalf of everyone at Animal Studio team, we thank you for joining us on the Anime Podcast. See you later. Take care. This podcast is now recorded by a live studio audience, and go for Conquest.
Adam Eve. Okay, Adam Eve. Fucking God, I can't even say their names. Why I keep fucking up their names? Can't even say Red Eye outro. Mark and Eve definitely do something nasty tonight after that episode for sure.
Yes, sir.